What's up, guys? Nick from Derelict Sports here. Make sure you guys like, comment, subscribe down below, share it with your friends. It really helps out the channel. We truly
What's up, everybody? Welcome to Derelict Sports. Happy Monday. It's your boy Nick, as always, here with Derelict Dale, and later on we'll be joined by the one and only front office. Hope you guys had a great week. It's been a long week since we've seen you. It's good to be back. Haven't been live since I think last Monday. I think is when it was.
I did Friday.
You
I
did
did
a
my
little Friday. Dale did a little. He checked the pulse on Friday, which was good.
I forgot how to do some of the things. I was like, oh, I'm gonna show the guillotine. I'm like, I can't fucking remember how to do this.
Yeah,
God
you
damn
did.
it.
It's all right.
It
Same.
was fun. It was like just get on there, make sure, just talk to some people, had some fun. There was like 20 people viewing. I was like, hey, this is all right. This is good.
Yeah,
Fun
not
Friday
too
night.
bad. Not too bad. But if you guys are first timers here, make sure you guys hit that subscribe button down below, hit that like button, share it, comment, whatever. Tell a friend. Really helps the channel out. We'd really appreciate it. So make sure you guys hit the subscribe button. If you're on X, make sure you guys follow us on X, share this on X, tell your friends, tell your mama, tell your daddy, whatever. Just even if you're just hate watching, just do what you got to do. Give us a share. Like I said, it really helps us out. So, like I said, happy Monday. We're here for one reason and one reason only. Well, obviously, we'd be here anyway because it's Monday, but we're here for we're really here for the Final Four finals today, baby. Let's go. Or March Madness finals, or what is this? The NCAA
Yeah,
championship.
the
You
championship game.
know,
Yeah, yeah. That
the
was fun.
grand finale.
It's one.
1v1, dude. We don't get that very often. That's not something we see very often.
No, it was in both Final Four games. That Auburn Florida game had some fucking spice to it. Like that was like one of those ref talk for 2 seconds. That's like one of those games that is so hard to do, but would be fun to do because every loose ball, everybody was fighting for every eighth of an inch on the court. It was awesome to watch. But it was chippy as fuck. There
Yeah,
was
it
some
was
shit going on in that game.
out of the two. So out of the two Final Four games, was did anything surprise you? I mean, are you or did the two? I know you get I know you had Houston. Obviously, we know you had Houston winning the whole thing, but did the way that played out? Were you actually kind of subscribe? Because I would assume that in the back of your mind there was always that Duke is Duke. You never know. And then Florida, obviously, I think most of the country had Florida going through there out of those two, but it was very, like you said, I mean, that was an exciting game. I would probably say that I don't know which one was better. I mean, I would say front start to end. I'd probably say the Florida game was better, but
Yep.
boy, that fucking comeback. I mean, Houston coming back from, I mean, just an all-time choke job from Duke, right? I mean,
And it
it's
was
brutal.
oh yeah, like the the Florida Auburn game was definitely better front end. But if you only watch the last 8 minutes of the Florida Duke game, and I didn't, I was just about ready to tap out. It was long Saturday, and I was like, no, like I don't, like I've made another bad bet, and it's like, and then they just kept coming back, and then it was like when they got it to one, I was like, okay, the +5 is now safe. So then I got way too excited into it because
I
I'm like,
mean, hell yeah, you
oh,
did.
anything with a +2 when you do a money line, it feels so fucking good to hit. Like when you made that. Oh, by the way, your Dodgers +750 bet yesterday, even though they copped up the lead when they come back, that was if you can't make those bets all the time, but you pick the right point, and even though the
Dude,
Philly came back, that was a good bet, Nick. That was a
I saw
very
the
good
plus
bet.
750 and I saw Teoscar Hernandez just hit a goddamn moonshot, and I'm like, there's no way. I'm like, at the very least, they're gonna come back. Like, they're at least coming back in this game. But yeah, I saw that. So I didn't end up watching the rest of that game. I was watching a bunch of other shit. But I saw that, obviously it was they lost by 1. So did they end up taking the lead in that
Yeah,
game?
they took the lead in the top of the seventh, and then or it's top of seventh, at top or eighth, and then they coughed up the lead back.
Damn, that'd
Yeah,
have been a
but
good
it's like
one.
that's why I was like when I seen it, cause like oh shit, I missed it, and then like I'm like that, and then it was like as watching the Dodgers coming back on big inning, I'm like oh damn, that was a really good bet. Like you can't bet those very like you're gonna lose long term doing those, but you kind of every now and then when you get the tingle as you would say deep down in the ball sack,
Dude, my
take a
ball
shot.
sack was fucking I mean, dude, I couldn't even sit down straight because it was just like my ball sack hit before my ass cheeks. You know what I'm saying? Like it was, it was gyrating, dude. And I, I just felt it because, dude, like you said, you can't do it all the time, but it's the Dodgers. And let me tell you, even though it's a 162 game season, there is not very many times in those 162 games that you're going to find a chance to take that lineup at plus 750. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah,
there's any team that is down 4 or whatever, or whatever. I think it was like they were down by 4 or 5 when I made that. And I'm
yeah.
like, dude, this team, literally 1 through 9 is dangerous. It's
If
just
oh,
front to back. Terrible.
it's I picked up Kike Hernandez in the auction in my auction
DK.
league, and because I oh god, fun story. So you know that one of the 50 team drafting holds where I was like, so I draft 50 players and I have to start 23 of the 50 between guys being in the minor leagues now, Juris and Profar, which I'll let you talk about because I did on Friday, and injuries. I have 20 of my 50 guys that are not eligible right now.
Dude, that's fucked.
I'm like, how is that? Like, obviously, when I draft in like round 45, I'm drafting big upside. So I'm drafting guys that I know I'm hoping will get like, there's a Miami prospect that I was really like, didn't think he was going to, but I'm willing to roll the dice on it. But 20 out of my 50-man roster is not able to. I barely was able in this 4-day cycle to put out 9 pitchers that started and were not hurt.
Yeah,
Fucking
that's fucking
ridiculous.
brutal, dude. Absolutely
That
brutal.
that one I'm 14th to 15, and I'm like, I don't even need to set a lineup in that league anymore. I'm fucking gonna be dead last, and it's okay.
It's all right, dude. Yeah, you can't win
It
them all.
happens.
We're gonna win the one that we're in. But yeah, so anyway, so I mean, so we'll get back to
Yes.
baseball here in just a
Sorry.
second.
Sorry.
I
Yep.
knew I was leading us right into base. As soon as I started talking about that, and when you said that, I'm like, dude, I'm like, fuck, we're definitely getting into baseball. But
Back
so
to
back to
basketball.
the college basketball. So yeah, dude, let's go to the foul, right? What do you think about the foul, the Houston Duke
It,
foul? I mean, obviously
it's
you're loving it, right? You loved it live. You're all
uh,
about it, but
I watched it live, and it's kind of like here's the problem. Okay, so if you're letting murders happen, so here again, this is ref talking to me. If you're letting the boys play, and they were letting the boys play, like it was a man's game in there. If you're going to let some real hard stuff go, which they were, you gotta let that's a foul. It is a foul, but if you're gonna let some of the train wrecks that were happening earlier in the game go, you can't call that one.
yeah, I mean, a lot of people are not happy about that, and I mean, and yeah, I mean, it's definitely not a foul, or it was a foul, but the wrong time to call it. But yeah, the way I look at it though, when it comes to that, I look at it more as like, Duke, they fucked that up way before that, right? I mean, that was this should have never been a goddamn there. That play should have never mattered, right?
That's if you're the Duke. Oh God, this is awful. Make a couple stops in the 8-minute mark, and you don't have
Would
to
they
get
make
to this
one
point.
basket in the first half of the second half, or second half of the second half, like just something crazy? Like they literally just stopped scoring. Like it was just like it was unbelievable. It was just like, I mean, I can't even put it like I don't know if I've ever seen a team just stop scoring like that. I mean, obviously I have, but like it's like, dude, what a crazy fucking time to just absolutely forget how to score. You get the best ball player in college basketball, right? Cooper Flag, and he was hot, right? I mean, he looked good in that game, and he I don't think he ended up at 20, but I think he had, maybe he did have 20, but I think he was doing a little bit of everything. And yeah, that was brutal by Duke. I mean, and you love to see it because fuck Duke, right? I mean,
Oh yeah,
Duke can suck a dick, right? Duke,
it's
Yankees,
like
all
what
them
is it
guys.
like? What does Dale hate for Blue Bloods? Duke in basketball. Who do I hate the most in college football? It's between Alabama and USC. It's probably Alabama, but USC has a special place in hell for me. In baseball, it's the Yankees. Oh, what would be the NFL Cowboys?
Cowboys.
What would be the hockey one that you would hate? Is the blue blood that you hate? The Rangers or the Bruins?
Yeah, Boston. Yeah.
Yeah, but it's like if you're
Fuck Boston in every sport.
it's one of even the and then you get to the NBA, it's probably the Celtics or the Lakers that you just if you. I have no problems if you love them. Just cheer from them from the beginning. Don't be like, oh hey yeah.
Yeah, the Duke thing. It's funny because I was on Twitter last night, and I don't know if anybody remembers back during the when we were during the World Series or not the World Series, but even before the World Series, the ALCS. Guardians played the Yankees, right? And we all were very into those. Remember after anytime the Yankees lost, there were those two guys from Barstool that were just like that. We would go and watch their videos and watch them lose their
Yep.
mind. Well,
Yes.
one of them, there was two of them. I forget their names, but one of them had like longer hair and had darker hair. Being he apparently is also a diehard Duke fan, and to me, it's like, of course you are, right? Like,
Yeah.
so I'm looking up at it. I'm not gonna lie, I didn't even know where Duke was. Like, I know all about Duke, but I'm like, where the fuck is Duke in relations to New York? So I looked up. I'm like, not even close. So I'm like, this guy's just a cocksucker, right? So he was like devastated, and I'm like, bro, rough. Like it really brings me joy to see you fucking lose. Yankees and Duke, dude, like brutal.
It's yeah, you like I'm gonna spin this back to you and me for a second. You being a Browns fan, like pain. Me being a Riders fan, I know you don't know much about the CFL, fucking pain. It's like, and then it's like, oh yeah, oh Duke lost in the Final Four. Well, if you cheer for oh God, you cheer for McNeese State. It's like you're just fucking happy to get to the dance and everybody fell in love with you for 3 days. Yeah, Duke. Oh God, yeah.
Baby
Blue Bloods drive me nuts.
Yeah,
it's different if you're like a Kentucky fan and you grew up in Kentucky and that's your thing, right? Kudos,
but still
cheer
fuck
your
you.
team. Oh yeah, there's still some fuck you, but at least you can wrap your head around. Okay, well, this is what you grew up with. This is what you did. Cool. Enjoy. I fucking don't like you, but congratulations. But yeah. Hey, I grew up in Vermont and I fell in love with Duke. Wow.
Yeah, bro. Like
I've got reach for the stars.
I got a fucking place that you can put your face and it's between my cheeks, dude.
Oh,
like you fucking get real. So I thought that was so funny because like he put a video up of him like staring off. And he's like as the time, like he's just like lost, like he has no law, like just can't find the words as the clock's going down. And I'm like, dude, lick my balls. Lick my balls. Now, obviously, the Yankees look really good again this year, but for right now, lick my balls. I just think it's so funny. Like, dude, imagine. I mean, I don't know, but yeah, fuck Duke. I love that. And then in the other one, I really didn't care too much. Florida and Auburn, because I'm not gonna lie. Like, as everybody knows, like I'm still really trying to get into college sports, right? Like I'm still trying to get it. And for football, Auburn can neck me. So like all I know is that anytime Auburn loses, cool. So I was like, hell yeah, fuck Auburn. But fuck the Florida Gators too, right? I mean, I'm not a big Florida Gators guy either because I am now obviously I'm an Ohio State guy, right? But Big Perk is such a University of Miami fan that and he has gotten us so into Cam Ward over the last year that I'm like, just by association, fuck the Florida Gators. I mean, fuck Tim Tebow. I think, Tim Tebow can get fucked. Basically everyone else that came from Florida. Joakim Noah can
That's
suck
who I was
me.
thinking. Thank you. I was trying to think of like that when Florida won back-to-back national championship. I was trying to figure out who that was.
Fuck Joakim Noah. Did the whole, well, you think of places to vacation. You don't think of Cleveland. Well, Joakim, you've never heard of a dentist, so shut up. It's just unreal. So fuck I didn't really care who won that game, but Florida, obviously, I think the consensus. I mean, most people. I think we were looking at the brackets that one time we were doing our brackets. I think it was Duke who had the most people. I think for as far as bracket winners, I think, but Florida was like pretty close to second. So I think Florida.
I think ESPN it was like Duke was 25% and then Florida was 20% of the overall winners, which sounds about right.
Sounds about right.
Sounds about right.
Sounds about right. All right, let's fucking go. So what do they got the odds at right now? So I was going to say, I want to see what these odds are for this game. So it's pretty, so they've got it dead. They don't want to pick a winner in this one, which is kind of surprising. I'm not going to lie. I would have thought that they were behind Florida big time in this one.
I would have, if you would have told me on Saturday night to make a line, I would have probably had Florida at 2.5 to 3. I was surprised this morning when it was Florida -1. So I got Houston at -102. I was like, well, like I said in my write-up, it's the national championship game. If this game was in January, I would watch it, but I would never bet it. But it's a national championship game, so
gotta bet it, dude.
Houston.
And you've been riding Houston. This is it. I mean, and I don't know too much about the history of college basketball, but I know that Houston every year has got the hype, and they just somehow fuck it up every single year. I mean, it's one of those things where it's like it seems because I know that every year I fill out a bracket, I always pick Houston going far because of I just read about them and they're always super hyped, and then they somehow they don't even get to the finals, right? So it's It seems that this is a refreshing thing, especially for guys like Dale, who I remember last year doing a bracket, and Dale was just an audience member on our last podcast, and he was riding Houston then. So to see him run it back this year, and for them to finally get there, and like I said a minute ago, I have got fuck Auburn, fuck Florida, and Duke can eat a dick too. So I have zero issues with University of Houston. So I'm rocking I am a Coug, baby, for the next
Cougs.
3 hours.
Way to go.
So how does it feel? I mean, this has got to be pretty. That's why I guess I thought they were going to have them as the dog, right? They were the fact that they're here, but I mean, -105 is what they've got them right now.
Yeah, I got him at -102 this morning, which is probably it's a truly coin flip game, which is probably exactly what this game should be. So, I'm
gonna move this over here a little bit, stretch it out.
It's all good. I do feel that it's one of those. It's kind of a both teams could play either way. But more up tempo definitely leans towards Florida. More rock fight definitely leans more Houston. But both teams can win. Houston can go and win an 85-80 game, and Florida can win a 63-60 game. So it's.
Well, let me tell you, I was watching that Houston game the other day, and by God, LJ Cryer, he looks like he stuck a fork into a toaster. His hair looks like it just got blown straight back.
I'm
like, dude, this guy is ugly as shit. But he balls, and that Walter Clayton Jr. for Florida is a beast too. I mean, good Lord. I mean, that guy he's no joke. I mean, when you watch that guy play, you just look like you're watching an NBA player.
You just like jogged my memory that I remember watching one of the first games I bet this year was Florida and South Florida. I forgot about that. And like that Florida team, I remember watching them and I'm like, they're gonna be good. Like I can remember I was on South Florida because South Florida's coach like suddenly passed like 3 weeks before the season. So it was like one of those, okay, they're gonna play for them. And Florida, oh God, yeah, I lost because I had like 7.5, and Florida went out, and it was like do, and then in the second half, just fucking smacked them around. It's like, sorry that your coach isn't there anymore. We're gonna win by 21. The end.
The end.
So no, I think it's kind of I get a full circle. I remember watching that game, so it's gonna be a fun game. I think it's gonna. As much as I would love to talk a whole bunch of shit with you, and we will, but let's hope we get to the last 10 minutes of the game and it's like a 5-point game either way.
Yeah, we definitely just want a good game, that's for sure. But if we do get a blowout, let's hope to fucking sweet baby Jesus that it's in favor of Houston. Houston, we have a problem.
Going to in the Alamo.
Let's fucking go. So yeah, we're about 5 minutes away from tip-off, I think. Like, if that, we're getting pretty close.
Can we have our 2 seconds on be like, why the fuck is this game being played at 8:50 Eastern, 7:50 Central?
Yeah, you can have all the why the fuck are we doing the why the fuck are this thing and all you want.
I lived in the East Coast for 1 year. Why? Like, you want to know how I think I've told you this story. I was homesick and I stayed up to watch a Flames-Oilers playoff game that started at 10:20 Eastern time.
Yeah, we were talking about this the other day. I don't really understand any of the times that the NCAA picks. It's always 39, 29, 49, 09. It's like, what in the fuck are we doing here? Like, can we just start a game at normal time? I mean, like, we're in San Antonio, so I assume it's, what is it? Are they behind me? Are they 6:50 right now?
Yeah, it's 6:50 here. Yeah, it should. Texas should be on. I think it's Texas Central Time. I think they're an hour ahead of you.
San Antonio time in San Antonio. No, it's 7:49 actually in San Antonio.
Okay.
So same time as I've got. So yeah, they're just dumb as shit. This doesn't even make sense. And even if it was an hour back, look, dude, the guy from Houston, legend. What a legend that Kelvin Sampson is. But it looks like he drooled on himself a little bit. But yeah, I don't. It doesn't make any goddamn sense. Like, even if it was at 6:50 there, like, why couldn't it just be at 6:30 or 6? You know what I mean? It doesn't make any goddamn sense. But it doesn't matter. We're here. We're queer, and we're ready to party. If you guys keep hearing a bunch of noise around me,
this
little fucker, right
legend.
Here.
Oh, look at that little prick. Am I allowed
he
to
is
call
a fucking firecracker, dude.
Am I allowed to call your cat a prick?
Yeah, he is a little prick, dude. He chews on everything.
Okay, so I just didn't want it to be.
No, dude, I'll take you off the channel if you offend me over my feline. Don't worry.
Well, I have been blocked twice. Might as well make it thrice.
Yeah, dude. I mean, if you start getting too crazy, I might have to virtually slap you down.
It's like you're not allowed. You're done. You're all my rights have been revoked. Sounds about right.
Yes, it does. All right, let me pull up these bets though real quick. For these start, this is what we're rocking with right now, ladies and gents.
Zoomy.
So this is not looking too good. Mid-fifth, we got over 6 for the Texas game. It is 2-0 Chicago. So the WTF there, looks like they knew more than we did on that one.
There's 50 km/h winds in Chicago today. Did not know that first thing this morning.
Yeah, that's pretty cheekies.
Oh, yeah. I looked at the forecast when I was doing my daily fantasy stuff. It was like +3 Celsius, and with the wind, it was -9 at game time that they were projecting. Blech.
Yeah, that's fucking crazy.
Let me know when the ball goes up in your game, so I know if I'm ahead of you or not. So
Okay, ball's not up. It looks like it's already going on in this on
I just
ESPN, but
I
it
just went off for me, so you're gonna be a hair ahead of me. So
your
that's okay.
the tip is.
Yeah, yeah.
Oh,
So
I haven't even seen the tip yet.
I'm ahead of you. Jesus, this will be much more interesting. Like the ball just went out of bounds for the first time at 1937.
Somebody told me. Well, I'm just gonna pull it up on my something else here.
Oh yeah, we'll figure it out. So yeah, these even a 6 gives us a push, so it is not dead. All we need is like something to happen.
Well, we're off and running here, boys. Yeah, there's the clock stopped right now at 1934 for me.
Okay,
What's up,
so
pud fuckers? What up, ugly boy? But yeah, we get Houston in this one, -102. Then we got Cincinnati here in a little bit, about an hour. So we'll keep you updated on that. Let's go over here. Boom. We'll go down here.
look at us go.
And we're in business. Fuck. Jets just scored. Barron. So we need to 1-0 Winnipeg. We need the Blues to I'm pretty sure if the Blues win tonight and Calgary beats, it was either Calgary I don't know. There's some scenario tonight where the Blues can clinch a playoff spot.
Jeez, that's crazy to think that how far back they were, and now. Well, this I guess this is a great segue. Hello, St. Louis fan Nick. If you had the choice, would you rather play Vegas or the Jets?
Vegas.
Explain. I'm interested.
I just think Vegas right now is I just think they're beatable. I don't know. I just think we match up against them, and Winnipeg is a terrifying team. I mean, honestly, I think Winnipeg's the best team in hockey, aren't they?
Them or Washington, but yeah, I would probably generally agree with you. Just the you don't have to face the best goalie in the world, on paper, in Connor Hellebuck.
Yeah, I mean, I just think they're Winnipeg or Vegas is kind of like Vegas all day. Yeah, I just think they've not been as hot lately, and if I'm not mistaken, I'm pretty sure they are one of the teams I'm pretty sure we just slapped the shit out of them recently too in this 12-game winning streak that we're on right now.
Right.
Let me tell you right now, Houston is the offensive rebounds are nasty right now. Ooh, goddamn. Ball movement from Florida is nice. Yeah, 2 offensive rebounds already. That's pretty nice. Jets will win the whole thing unless Vegas casinos interfere with that too, bro. We watch your mouth, all right? St. Louis Blues are going to win the whole thing.
Yeah, I was just curious because it's looking better for you than it is the Wild in that. So I would generally agree. I would rather. I think Vegas probably has a little more. Vegas probably has more talent. The Jets are more top to bottom team that is just not going to be fun to play in the playoffs. With arguably the best goaltender in the world right now.
Well, yeah. And to be honest with you, I mean, right now I would put the Blues against any. I don't give a fuck who you put against that game series. Blues look ridiculous.
When a team is that white hot, it doesn't matter. Which is hot. It's really crazy because the NBA, it doesn't happen that the 8 seed beats the 1. In hockey, it seems like once every three years, one of the 8 seeds win, because the Vegas or Jets in the world are coasting, and basically St. Louis has been playing playoff hockey since the not the World Cup, what the Four Nations, because they basically had to get in.
Yeah, I just think that I think the discussion should be who do they not want to play, and it's us, baby. Let me
Oh
tell you,
yeah,
Caps defense is suspect. Yeah, the Capitals are definitely suspect. Shout out to Alex Ovechkin yesterday on setting the record. Absolute beast. Best goal scorer we're ever going to see, or at least maybe not ever, but at least right now he's the best goal scorer of all time. I do think it's funny that, and I said this in a few places yesterday. It's funny that, like, I don't even think he has half of Gretzky's points. So yesterday, I think it was ESPN or somebody made. I don't, maybe not ESPN, but somebody, one of the big media places made um, it was a graphic that was like, what's the most impressive, and it was like LeBron, the all-time scoring record. It was and all these different records like that, and Ovechkin's was on there, obviously, right? The goals, and I'm like, dude. Gretzky's point streak is the most untouchable of them all. Like, the fact that he's not on here, like, sure, like, let's just be on, like, I guess it would be, I guess it would be, how do you, I'm trying to think how it correlates, like, into NBA, right? So, like, the fact that they're putting LeBron up there as all time point scorer, I guess that would be the equivalent of goal scoring, right? I guess. But I mean, because I'm thinking, like, obviously LeBron having all-time goals, like all-time points at 40, whatever, some odd thousand, I think that's a little different than, like, I don't know. He beats Ovechkin, or he beats Gretzky in goals. But when you look at points, like, oh, for fuck's sake.
Oh, who knew?
Sorry. Goddamn cat, dude.
You fucking little prick. Is he? Are you? You're still there. You're just not.
Yeah, it's just.
I get it. It's all good. So one of the things that I heard today, which I didn't know, so they don't count his record is only regular season goals, not playoff goals. And if you counted that, Wayne Gretzky is still 80 goals ahead of Ovechkin if you counted playoff goals, which is just wild.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, so I just thought that graphic was kind of funny because I'm like, yeah, I mean, if you want to talk about most impressive, I mean, most impressive is still the fact that you could take away all of his fucking goals and he's still the leading point. He's got the most points in NHL history. That is impressive. And don't get me wrong. I mean, I'm not trying to, like, Ovechkin is the best goal scorer of all time, but, like, somebody said it yesterday. It's like, he's a great goal scorer, maybe not like the greatest hockey player, right? I mean, like, Wayne Gretzky is a pretty much all around, just everything, just does it all, absolute GOAT. Look at Alex Ovechkin, shorthanded goals in his career compared to Wayne Gretzky. He still hasn't touched the skill. Yeah, I mean, for sure, ESPN shows hockey games on their network, but they literally refuse to talk about hockey. Just LeBron. Yeah, I mean, look, and I know that for a long time his plus minus wasn't great. Now I think he's like 60, or I was looking at it the other day. I think he's like plus 63 or something in his career, Ovechkin. But yeah, I mean. To me, it was just kind of a funny thing. I'm like, damn, we can't just talk about Ovechkin's being all-time goal scorer without talking about the fact that, like I think they said he's like 11 in points all time or something like that. So it's like, I don't know, just kind of goofy. It just shows you how offensive minded that guy is, and, like, which obviously not a problem. You need that in hockey. I mean, he is the best pure goal scorer ever, but I just thought that was kind of funny the way that they worded that. But yeah, and they lost 4-1. So it's like you could tell that game, like, they came into that game wanting that record. That was the only thing they were focused on, was getting Ovechkin that record.
Yeah, the puck was going to Ovechkin so he can score, so they could have that and then get that done with, and then
I do think it was sick that. Hold on, I'm trying to get this goddamn spring for this cat. I do think it was cool of him that he didn't want the open netter for the record, which is pretty cool. He was like, "No, I'm cool. Don't give me the open netter." That was pretty neat.
That just that was a good bit of I could set that record that way, but I don't need to. I want to beat a goalie and then move on with life.
Yeah, I mean it was cool of Gretzky too. You know, it's super cool of Gretzky to be there. Loved that. It was cool to see him, go down there and shake the hands and really, just it was cool to see him be so positive about it and be so rewarding and or not rewarding, but so like appreciative and like congratulative and it was cool. The whole thing was cool. The family there and they had it was cool that True TV had like an Ovechkin cam, that you could watch where it was half the hockey game, half just on him, the camera on him, so that's what I was watching. And he got it. I mean, he set out, I think everyone in the world knew he was going to get it that day. So
it's crazy because I remember because Ovechkin's 39, and I remember I want to say when he was like 32 or 33, it was like, how is he going to get there? Like, he has to score 30 plus goals for basically every year in his 30s and not get hurt. And he broke his leg in there, but he did.
I mean, isn't that crazy that this year he literally broke his goddamn leg? Or was that his arm?
No, it was his leg.
Leg, yeah.
Which is crazy.
Like, that guy literally broke his leg earlier this year, and everybody's like, oh, fuck. And then he comes back and just went right back on a heater. But like I said, I mean, you watch him, you watch the way, that they're playing that. And I mean, like, he is so, they were showing like that little clip before he scored where he was telling the guy like, yeah, I'm going to tap it to you and you tap it back to me. And I'm just going to, I mean, bro, he just goes out there with just one focus. And that is, I'm just going to hang out over here on the wing and I'm just going to piss missile this bitch towards the net. And that's what he did. I mean, that was a goddamn heat seeker that he shot. That he set the record on.
And that was a big dunk by Houston. 10-8 Houston right now.
Yeah, 10-8.
Yeah, no, it's crazy how everybody knows that he goes to that spot and he still scores going to that spot.
Ooh, grown man dunk. I mean, I'm a little behind, Robbie, but that Houston dunk by, good God.
Yeah, you are ahead. You are behind. But yeah, you just seen that. So you're I'm about 2 possessions ahead of you. So I will make sure I.
Jesus Christ! Yeah, I don't know what's going on with Hello, get your shit together, pussies.
It's like
terrible, dude.
It's like when big time stuff comes on, where like everybody is watching it, it just grinds to a halt.
I pulled up the game and hello, I was 2 positions behind. Hello.
And you're coming from me, who's usually 2 possessions behind.
I'll tell you, Florida's got some exciting whites, that's for sure.
Not that they do. So yeah, good on Ovi. Good on Ovi. Happy he did it. He's 39 too. He's still helping. Like that Washington team could go on a run.
Yeah, I mean, I think they're. I mean, where are they at in the standings? I assume they're a playoff team, right?
Yeah, they're first in. They'll be first in the East for sure. Like they're comfortably like. I want to say like 8 to 10 points ahead of the Leafs, who are leading the other division. Because I want to say Washington and the Jets are the only teams that have 100 points the last I checked, which is a couple days ago. But
shout out to everybody tuning in right now. If you guys are on X-Man, make sure you guys hit that follow button, hit the share button. If you're on YouTube, hit that subscribe button, like button, comment down below, man. Let's get it, man. Let's help the stream out. That would be a big time help. If you guys could just hit like, comment, send it to a friend, dude. Send it to your favorite auntie. Say, hey, auntie, I got something for you.
She'll be like, those guys are cute and adorable.
He's so damn cute. Shit, fool. Yeah, LJ Cryer, dude. Good Lord. I can't wait for him to get through this and get a haircut, dude, because my guy is looking fucking. I mean, that his hair looks like straight up he got electrocuted.
Yeah, that's a look. That's definitely
It says of the Gats win. If the Gats win, I assume you mean the Gates. I potentially have 5G coming. What's the potential 5G if they win? So if they win, so you don't just get the 5G, what makes it potential? You got to like suck somebody off for the other half or something?
That sounds about right.
He's like, yeah, the guy told me he'd give me 3,500, but if I get him to, if I jerk him to climax, he will add 1,500.
Which, yeah, that's some very good. No, that's not good at all. Never mind. I'm not going to justify that.
Bro, this Walter Clayton kid is just heaving on Bet365.
So did you like put a chunk of change on them to win the national championship earlier?
Bracket challenge, bro. Let's fucking go, dude. That'd be sick.
That would be a nice hunk of change.
I literally only have to lick the right side of the V.
Delightful. Can I talk about Vladimir Guerrero for a couple seconds?
We were gonna get there, but yeah.
Oh yeah, we're gonna get there.
We were gonna. I was seeing at the front office join to talk about some baseball.
We'll wait for the front office for that.
Yeah, I got that.
Holy shit,
Pumpkin! I've got that pulled up right here. It's been pulled up since we got here.
We'll wait for everybody's favorite.
We'll talk about the fat boy. Don't you worry, dude.
Oh yeah,
2 years from now, dude, he's gonna be unrecognizable.
I will talk about that too because it's great and scary all rolled into one. And they are playing in a not nice. The poor East. Are you getting any shit weather? Because like the East Coast is getting just.
Yeah, we're getting shit weather. Didn't you, bruh? Did you not just tell me that the Cubs have fucking?
Oh yeah, it's like 3 hours away, right?
Yeah, we. When you look up St. Louis, like, and you find our time zone, it's just Chicago time zone, basically. Like it's, yeah. So we don't always have the same exact weather, so you can't just bank on it. But like if they're getting bad weather like that, like if it's like you can assume that we're somewhere in the neighborhood.
So when it gets stupid hot in the summer, you just get more stupid hot in the summer, correct?
Yes.
That would be the difference. But if it's shit weather, you're both probably getting it generically.
Yeah, and I would say that Chicago, what's up, Ugly? Chicago, it gets humid in Chicago too. I mean, it doesn't really get. I wouldn't say it gets too much. Like you might go in Chicago, you might get a little bit more. And I guess not even. I mean, you got the river down here, so I was gonna say maybe get a little more wind and stuff, like because you got the piers and stuff down in Chicago. But yeah, I mean, honestly, it's pretty much the same. I mean, it's fucking.
What's up, gorgeous?
What's up, dude? What are we doing? We walking around?
Yeah, just a little bit of walking around. You know.
Is that your house, dude? Whose house are you in? You just walking into random people's houses?
Yeah.
Oh no, that's the garage. Okay, I was gonna say, dude.
I'm here to steal all these tools.
That'd be fucking sick, dude. If you did a B&E live on YouTube. Dude, tell me that would be sick.
Until he got caught and went to jail.
Dude, fuck it, dude. That's him taking one for the team. That's a boy, dude. You know how much money I'd put on this guy's books if he did that?
That's some fucking derelict shit right there.
Because I'm clipping it for sure. Even if he thinks he gets away with it, I'm clipping it and I'm tagging him in it. I'm doxing him for the clip.
Yo, this guy's gonna use my government name fucking IG.
Like, dude, look at this guy committing felonies on our show live. Man, we had a guy do that, but back in the day, we had a guy commit a felony on our show, which I guess is, I don't know. He fucking called us from a smuggled in prison phone. We interviewed him. So his name was State Baby 23. This is true. So on our old show, because we were Pop Culture Rehab, and then we were Pushing Mongo is what we went to. But when we were Pop Culture Rehab, we first started, which is what we were just covering all things pop. So it was honestly out of Pushing Mongo is great. Loved it. I've loved all of our names. Derelict Sports is obviously the shit, but I really liked Pop Culture Rehab, and it was your rehab center for all things pop culture. Like what a sick line. Like It was so sick. But anyway, there was a guy on who was semi-viral on TikTok who just basically cooked from prison, but like this guy was like a scientist, dude. Like he was like rigging his lights and all these crazy things to like get this hot pan and all this. Like, dude, it was like a science project the way he was doing all this. And he would get thousands and thousands and thousands and thousands of views and all this stuff. And he was pretty big on. We got him to straight up call in, and we interviewed him for like 25, 30 minutes from a cell phone in prison. He had his face all wrapped up. Like, you could hear like he had like the sheet over his fucking bars. And I mean, it was wild, dude. I mean, it was pretty sick though.
I had a buddy on Xbox like that, but like he just fucking would trade whatever to get the fucking burner phone and just hop in Xbox Live parties and chop it up with us when he was fucking in the bin. But that's fucking.
Dude, this guy was the shit. I wish we haven't talked to him in years, like ever since like 2 years since we did that. Like he literally just, I don't know if he ended up getting caught or he just didn't want to fuck with us after that, but like he stopped posting for like 6 months. So I assume he got caught, but then he came back and quit talking to us. So I'd assume he probably got in trouble for that.
Right. Or it's near the end of his sentence and he's like trying to like lay low to see if he can fucking catch bail too, right?
We were in our learning stages. Like, I don't know if we would have him on again. Like, not here. Obviously, he doesn't fit this whole thing. I mean, we will have felons on this show. We are pro felons here. ACAB, dude. All cops are bastards, baby. Fuck them. So it is what it is. But I mean, we've still got we literally are. I mean, at some point, Yiddy will be back here, and he judges buttholes for a living. So we are down with the clown, but yeah, that guy. Once we found out what he was in prison for, which was nothing. It was nothing like, it wasn't like assault or anything against women or kids or anything like that. But it was, guy was just kind of being reckless.
For sure.
But yeah, I don't know. He may or may not get out anytime soon. But it was pretty sick to have him on. Everybody, we're like, dude, like the thing kept fucking up. Like you could tell that guy was on a jail cell phone. But it was pretty sick.
And I was telling you guys, I got a few forefronts on some people to interview. And like my show, I'm not ready. I'm not capable yet to, have nice cosmetics to be doing a solid interview with these people. But my buddy grew up with a guy that, worked concrete with a guy who used to play NCAA hockey. And then he actually played for, I want to say it was the Golden Knights, and he broke his back 4 years ago, 5 years ago, on his first shift on the ice, and got exiled from the league afterwards and had to work concrete. So he's got a line on that guy that we could potentially talk to. And then he's also got one of his really good friends, he used to play NCAA B. I don't know what school, but I just texted him about some of the info right now, so I can kind of hit you guys up about it. But I got some potential solid sports related interviews for you guys coming up if you guys got availability.
We're always available for an interview, dude.
And I'm working on that old guy that I worked for too, that helped run the RA buildings at Indiana with Bobby Knight. Once that file closes, he's the most important one, and I am going to get him your way. The guy is a fucking endless trove of stories. You could interview him for 5 hours and still be able to edit down to 4.5 with, out any shit.
Hell yeah, dude. I love that shit. I love it.
Yeah,
that'll be good. I'm excited. We've always wanted to get into more interviews here. There was a while there where I was hunting them for a while, and and obviously you need to do that to be successful. You need to have these people on the show. But it gets tiring when, like I said, we had so many promises for a while, and they never worked out like that. You always get the, oh yeah, we'll fucking set something up. We'll set something up, and then eventually it's just like, dude, fuck it. But yeah, I've always wanted to get into that and have more people on here, more interviews. That'd be pretty sick.
I'll do what I can. Like I say, his buddy said literally just give him at least a week's notice because he's got kids, so he can plan out the time to be free. And then the one that he knows from the concrete, he said the guy now unfortunately is like stumbled onto like hard times, and there's like, you know, moments where he's into junk and moment where he's like alcoholic and that. So he said he might not be as solid of an interview, but he's like, you could definitely like enjoy having him on, get, you know, a few questions out that you want to get out, and you definitely be able to edit down, you know, like a 20-minute video of a solid, you know, question and answer period.
Yeah, dude. If we can get him on the junk too, that'd be even better. Let's get him on the. Let's
Dude,
get him an
I'll ask.
interview
I'll
where
be
he's
like, is he
junked out.
right now? Because Nick's all about the fucking derelictness.
Yeah, tell him that we will buy him whatever he wants from the gas station.
And, I would apologize. I've been very one-sided. How's my favorite baseball commissioner doing today?
Oh, it's been a fun Monday. Yeah, you know, it wasn't too bad. Just plugging
Sorry,
away,
I'm not trying to
dealing with
play
shit.
this.
You know, landfill, water, spring. I had lots of time spending quality time with pumps and hoses today. That was my day.
Oh, there's nothing wrong with pump and hose.
Yes. Yes. Yes.
What's the weather like in Canada right now, or at least where you're at?
It's 20 Celsius, which is probably like flirting with 70 Fahrenheit. It is gorgeous.
Yeah, that's beautiful. It was cold this morning. There was a freeze warning here in St. Louis, and then, but then all of a sudden it was like 67 degrees. I was like, yeah, that's sick as fuck.
Like,
I rolled over. I rolled over at, you know, we have right now we're moving all of this. We're redoing our basement, so I'm moving all this shit up and putting it in different places. I had this fucking cart, this like it's like a library wooden cart, but we put X-rays on them, and dude, this thing probably weighs like, I don't know, it's probably definitely over. I mean, it's probably close to 1,000 pounds, and I rolled it over my foot today, so I got half my foot's goddamn purple right now.
Ugh.
So love it.
I've done that to my hip. I've done that to my hips, dropping a fucking steel I-beam on it. So I feel you there.
Just a brutal day, but yeah, the weather was nice. It's good to hear though, Dale. It's always nice to. I feel like 1 out of 50 times I ask you what the weather's like up there, it's not depressing. So
it's depressing in Ontario.
Oh,
yeah.
Are you still getting hammered with snow?
No, it's rain and it's 32 to throw it in American.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, that sucks.
But yeah, it's balls, man. Because we just got hit with like so many heavy ice storms, wind storms, that my company has over 1,800 claims in less than a weekend period. So we are so fucking swamped, which is sick, but it's still nasty weather as we're trying to like go to these claims. So like a lot of the times it's no bueno.
Yeah, fuck the rain. That's what we're getting. We've just been getting hammered by rain, hardcore. It's just been
April
unreal.
April showers.
What'd you say the winds were, Dale, in Chicago?
It's so game time was supposed to be 3 Celsius, so that's like probably low 40s, with 50-kilometer-an-hour wind. So that's like that's probably at least 20-mile-an-hour winds, probably somewhere in that ballpark.
Yeah, that's brutal.
It was so with the wind chill tonight, it was supposed to be -9, so that'd be like low 20s, I'm guessing.
They're gonna have to put ankle weights on Pete Crow Armstrong, dude.
That dude, there's nothing to that dude whatsoever.
Guy might fucking one strong gust of wind, he's gonna blow away, dude. Look at Al Horford. There's a guy that you can't hate too much.
Yeah, right.
Fuck Al Horford, dude. Fuck the Boston Celtics. By the way, Blues tied it up. End of second, 1-1. Let's go. Let's go, baby. Let's go, baby. Let's go, Barbie. Let's go, party. I'm fucking stoked, dude. We get 13 in a row. We're in there, baby.
How did Walter Clayton not have...
What? What were you saying?
Walter Clayton, how the fuck does he not have any points yet?
I don't know. I was just saying that guy's like he's like watching an NBA player, but he's also is playing like an NBA player where he is not worried about the shots he's missing and he's just jacking, dude. I mean, this guy is. I've watched him miss probably how many three? I mean, at least 2 ugly ones. I mean, this guy is. Jawan Roberts looks like a fucking. He looks like he might be 40. He's at the line right now. Houston's up. What's it? 21-18. But yeah, Walter Clayton. He needs to get it. He needs to get it going. This is a pretty good start for Houston at Hundale.
This is exactly what I wanted. I don't like how the ball movement has got Florida some easy buckets early on, but this defense is like I said, turn this game into a rock fight, advantage Houston. And
yeah,
this game
speaking
is in
on
rock fight mode.
the ball movement, there has been a few wide open cuts to the basket.
Yeah, no, they got a couple real easy, like find the seam and got easy layups. So that is semi worrisome, but 21-18 with 6.5 minutes left. This game is going to be played in the, high 60s to low 70s. Advantage Houston.
Yeah, I mean this is good. This Howe guy though, I mean, dude, they've got some real fucking backwood whites down in the paint, dude. This guy looks like Larry Bird Jr.
What a university to go to, the University of Florida. Yay.
Frick. Good Lord. I wish Houston had those black jerseys on. Those black and red ones are nice.
Yes. No, I don't know why black jerseys for some of that shit looks good.
Ooh, kicked it outside, around the outside.
I had to, when I worked for Canada Post delivering mail, I had to, my last stop was a trailer park. And every fucking day I would drive in and I would say that no matter what.
2 trailer park girls go around the outside.
Every time.
There's my guy, Crichton. Or Cryer, LJ Cryer.
Yes, sir. I got some points on him tonight, too.
Oh, look at the oop! The oop!
I love how far behind you are, so I have to be quiet.
No, dude, I don't understand why I'm so behind. This is so stupid.
It's so weird because normally I'm the one, and then I'm like, oh, okay, now what's gonna happen? So
yeah, like I got 1 second less than you.
So I'm the one I'm in the future for once. This is fucking great. Take that, America and Toronto.
Lou, the Prairies finally won.
The Prairies finally won. Take one for the Prairies.
When are the Maritimes going to get their win?
I don't know. Poor Maritimes. Be gorgeous to go see, but and good.
Is
people.
the CFL on right now? Like as far as
the season opener is the first week of June.
They were playing some on ESPN Plus yesterday, and I didn't know if it was live or if it was like a replay.
No, it's replay. The preseason games are like the middle of May. Like, yeah, so training camps are like probably 3 weeks away, which is great, and it gives me something to on. I was like looking ahead, and I think week 3, so that's like the third week. Yeah, you are way behind. The week 3, I believe, on the Friday night is Argos and Riders in Toronto. I was like, hell's yeah.
Let's go, dude. I saw you guys aren't going to get Trey Lance, huh? He went to the Chargers.
We only own his negotiation. So in the CFL, I believe they're allowed to own the rights of 15 players exclusively, so that they have exclusive negotiation rights in case. So the Riders had Trey Lance on their negotiation list. So if he didn't go anywhere, they would have the exclusive right for a certain period of time to negotiate a contract with him. So that is.
Dude, I thought that would have been sick if you guys would have gotten Trey Lance as a quarterback.
Because like Hamilton that's how Hamilton had Johnny Manziel. Because some of these guys, they just do the negless stuff with them just so you're prospecting. So there was a dude. You like to hear a great CFL story? So they use Wendy's is like one of the fast food restaurants in Canada, and they did like you had to kick field, like if you kicked a 20-yard field goal, you won like $5,000, and if you kicked a 50-yard field goal, you won $1 million. And this guy shanked the 20, 30, and 40-yarder, but had the distance, and then nailed the 50-yarder. And one of the team, I believe it was Ottawa, when they were the Red Blacks, because of course there's been 3 Ottawa.
The Red Blacks.
Yes, they were the. I will get back to that. So yeah, so they
Wow.
wasted one of their negotiation list guys on a guy that won $1 million kick, which is so CFL. I fucking love
Yeah, dude, that's pretty Canada right there.
So the Ottawa was the Rough Riders, because we need 2 Rough Rider teams in an 8-team league at that point in time.
There were
And
2
then
Rough Rider teams.
So Ottawa was the Rough Riders along with Saskatchewan till they folded in American teams. So that would be 93, 94. And then they came back in 2002 as the Red Blacks. And they were only around for like 4 or 5
What is
years.
a Red Black?
That's a racist
Oh,
question.
that's what they are now. They were the Renegades before that, and then they were the Red Blacks. Red Blacks is a lumberjack term for Canadians. So like when they score a touchdown, they have like the big log, and they fucking take the big chainsaw downer.
And they call them the Red Blacks.
Red Blacks. You know, like the plaid red black shirt. You know.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's pretty great. So that
is pretty Canadian, dude.
There's your CFL talk for the day.
They should be called the Syrup Suckers.
Yeah, man. I could put some. Have you playoff? Have you ever had the maple syrup on snow?
Oh yeah, you got to go down. You got to go do that. Like that was a school trip. That was a day off school with the
fuck. Please remember that I do not have maple trees anywhere here in the prairies because we're defeated.
You haven't?
No, I've never done it. That's why I asked you, because then I realized, like, oh, you're from the eastern part of Canada. Of course you've done that. So
And
Nick,
the northern bit.
Yeah, true. So it's like one of those things, Nick, where like when you get like the crystallized snow and then you put like maple syrup fresh out of the maple tree.
Nice and hot.
Pour it on the snow, and then you eat the snow with the maple syrup.
Well, how you do it is you get a popsicle stick afterwards, and you stick it to the maple syrup, and you roll it. And as you're rolling it, the snow's freezing it to the stick.
Yes,
that sounds pretty good, though. Honestly,
it's like a Canadian snow cone, really.
That's a good analogy.
Snow cone on a stick.
But it's maple syrup.
Yeah, so if we could figure out a way to get it to be the snow to be just frozen beer, that would be the most Canadian thing on earth. And you got to have it at a CFL game, watching 10 more yards, 1 less down, and bigger balls.
Sounds like a good idea. But yes, soon there will be CFL games for your leisure on Thursday and Friday nights on the CBS network.
Yes, dude. So I can
Because-
watch the Toronto
You got this. He's got it.
Argos.
Yep, the Argonauts. Good job. That a boy.
That's the team I support, right?
That is a team that you support.
Dude, what a game that was.
You landed on the Argos?
Well, only because we watched them absolutely fist. Winnipeg, and that was in the Grey Cup.
Yep.
Just beat the shit out of them, dude.
Because that's when we were doing, so we were streaming the Sunday night NFL games, and then that week we focused on the Grey Cup instead of the Sunday night game. So, and that was when, Winnipeg was good all year and decided to choke it in the Grey Cup, and sounds great. So, the Grey Cup is in Winnipeg this year, so they moved it up, the season up even sooner. Because I don't know if you know this, Nick. It is fucking cold in Winnipeg.
Is it?
Oh, it's called Winterpeg for a reason. It is always like, I feel sorry for guys that get drafted to the Jets, because it's like Winnipeg is like 600,000 people. Like, it's
And you can get
maybe.
stabbed on every street corner.
Yeah, Winnipeg is a tough place, and it is bitterly cold. So yeah.
Hey, are you guys down if if Florida does somehow pull out this W and I do win this $5,000, I'll pay for both your flights to Toronto. How do you guys feel about going to the Guardians at the Toronto game May 2nd if I win this fucking $5,000?
I mean, possibly, yeah, that'd be sick.
It would
I'll
I would
do it.
have to
It'd be
I
something
would have to work some magic out, but we'll worry
Yeah,
about
I'd
that
have to
when
really
the time comes.
do some things, but we can probably make that. That'd be sick.
Do you have a
that way
passport, Nick?
your team and Dale's team, it'd be exciting for the show.
We would.
Dude, I'd have a pro Andres Jimenez sign.
You would have that.
Yeah, I miss him, dude.
Hey, it's Hakeem the Dream Olajuwon. Sorry, I'm ahead of you guys. He you know what? He's like in his 60s and still looks like he could play.
I saw they wouldn't let him on the court the other day after they won.
Oh, really? Oh, that's
Yeah,
a shame.
security in that building wouldn't let him by. Like they acted like they didn't know who he was. Look at Jim Nance, dude. Fuck you, Jim Nance. By the way, Shohei is a double shy of the cycle, and we're in the 5th inning.
That is good for the old.
That was an hour ago, actually. So,
Do you think he's gonna have his translator play some bets for him again this year?
he's in jail.
Well, yeah, but he got a new translator.
Yeah, I don't know. I think they're probably paying some. They're probably just paying some piece of shit on the roster to do it now. They're not. We can't even have Shohei tied to this. They're like, we got to make. I'm sure I think it's somebody down the line, somebody like Tommy Edmond or somebody's got to place the bets now.
Tommy Edmond.
Quick question while we're actually on the topic of baseball. On my action, I put the Orioles at Diamondbacks game at over 8.5 tonight. Just based on the offensive runs that both these teams are having and the starting pitchers. They both have like solid starting pitchers, but they're both finding like a way to eke around like good pitchers. The Diamondbacks are averaging 4.9 runs a game, and Effin and Gallon both have ERAs pretty similar of 3.5 or 3.37 and 3.75. I don't know, like indicating obviously it might be a pretty high scoring game. So I don't know if you guys like that synopsis and if you guys like that over, but I don't know. I'm going to turn it to the baseball guys.
Zach Eflin is ace that is not an ace. Like he's having to be the Orioles number 1 right now. Zach Gallen is kind of an ace, but is still not what he was 2 years ago. Both offenses are hitting very well right now, especially if the game gets into Baltimore's bullpen. They had a rough weekend in Kansas City, so the bullpen is going to be taxed. So I would be leaning more to the over, yes. Yeah, I don't think I would touch the first. Yeah, I think the bullpens could be. You could get at the bullpens, and if it's 2-2 after 5, I would feel more comfortable. But could I see Zach Gallen like going 7 strong, giving up 1 earned run? Yes, but that can happen to. You can have a gas can alert to do that today. Oh, by the way, why did I not? I always bet against Carlos Rendon for the Yankees, and I didn't do it today. And the Tigers were plus money. I need to do better.
Did they beat him?
Yeah, they won by. They won 6-2.
Yeah, but you know
I'll tell you who I think you need to stop betting on.
Oh, here we go.
I can't remember who it is. What were you gonna say? Playoff?
I was gonna say, yeah, I got someone fucked me in that game a little bit on the Tigers. He actually has a great record against Mizzy, or Mays. How do you say his name? Casey
Maze.
Mays.
Yeah.
Okay. So yeah, he's got like a fucking sick record against Mays. Like he's like batting like a 600 against him or something like that. So I just put him down for that new market, the one hit, one run, one RBI. He went up to bat 3 times, struck out twice, and got outed on the third or something like that. And then they just straight up took him out of the rotation for the game. So that was heartbreaking. But I did catch like basically the last 3 innings of that game, and it was pretty stale at that point.
What does it pay for one hit, one run, one RBI? Just out of curiosity.
So and all you have to do is hit one of those, right? They're roughly they're roughly minus 600 to minus 300 depending on the player.
Right.
But they're great parlay pieces. Like that's what DGen Clips has been doing.
Yep.
Is he'll pair up like 3 of those plus a money line, and he'll end up with like a plus 400, plus 500.
And you only have to hit one of the 3?
And they only have to hit one of the 3, whether they run a batter in, they get a hit, or they what's the other one?
RBI,
yeah.
So
Hit run or RBI. They just have to hit one of the 3.
That's interesting.
Yeah, it's a fun new market. It literally for the first week of baseball, they had it labeled in FanDuel as new market.
Oh, okay. Interesting.
But now it's just in batter props.
What's up, Cold Peppers? How you doing, big dog? We miss you. You sweet thing. How's Uganda? They get that well put in?
Oh, we haven't. Well, he's not in Uganda today. He's in Uzbekistan or somewhere good.
Watch. He's like, I'm in Cleveland, Ohio.
Oh no! Don't.
Well, he's actually in Pittsburgh.
I know, but
he bailed. Oh, you're
what? You bailed.
That's weak of you, Peppers.
Was that malaria? Did malaria get you guys or something? You still got that Western fucking immune system, so yeah, you were probably pretty good. A little rhea, a little D-rhea, huh? A little wet ass. That's all you got. All right, end of first, dude. Florida making a run here. Houston shots are not really falling as much as they were at the beginning, and Florida they're definitely pushing. 3-point game, 31-28 going into the HISAF. Calvin Sampson doesn't look happy. Shout out to I saw the Halik Hakeem Olajuwon, and he's sitting with Wemby, which is tight. Shout out to
nice.
Wemby.
Will it show you the shot attempts? What are the shot attempts on both sides right now?
That's easily attainable. If ESPN decided to load. Follow title game.
Just because something that like was pointed out to me before the game started, I forget what I was listening to.
Here you go.
Probably Sirius XM. But it was apparently Houston has 10 more shot attempts against every team so far in this tournament.
So they've got Florida's 11 of 29, and Houston is 14 of 37. So they've got what eight more.
Yeah. But yeah, this entire tournament they've had 10 more shot attempts. So like they've been on the attack. Like, does it show attack time there too or anything? Like I know that's more of a hockey thing, but
it's first off official Jaguar skater. Welcome, please.
Yeah, straight up, dude. What's up, big dog? Appreciate you. Raid, sending love. Appreciate you, man. Hope you're having a great evening. Let's go. Great game so far. Go Houston.
Look at that. Everybody.
Well, he's a Jaguar, some Jaguar Gator, so maybe he's a Gator guy.
He could be a Gator guy. What were we talking about before? Sorry, I got sidetracked.
The attack time. I guess I don't know.
Oh yeah. They're pounding the offensive glass, and you pound the offensive glass, you're gonna be getting way more shots. So
hey, what up, guys? What's up?
Welcome,
Let's go.
guys.
Is this a real raid right now? Let's go, boys.
Raid.
What's up, Gut Mana 9, Alexander? What's up, big guys? How you guys doing?
welcome.
Let's go. Hope you guys are having a great evening. Happy Monday.
Monday. Yeah, I think
Monday.
I think that's you're definitely onto something there. That if you're getting that many more shots, it means you're smashing them on the offensive glass, and you're probably getting easy putbacks.
Houston's a more defensive team, but what do they say? A good offense, or what's the best defense is a good offense, and like that's straight up how they play.
I can't remember the stat directly off the top of my head, but it's like if you are in, it's either the top 20 or 25 in offensive and defensive efficient. I believe it's efficiency, but I'm not 100% sure. In the last 25 years, there's only been one team that hasn't won a national championship that is in that, and of course Houston and Florida fall under that rank, and it was that Yukon team that was, and they were in the like top 35 in defense. So, you know, that's the trick. Play good defense, be able to score. Sounds pretty simple, right?
That's what I mean. It's the guards. If the guards are doing their jobs, basically, right?
Yeah, it's just like the I'm kind of surprised that Houston is that good offensively because they Calvin Sampson does one thing and it's play defense and play hard. That team. I remember watching one of their. I think it was when they played Texas Tech and they talked about. Do you guys have bad practices? And he looks at it and he says, "There's no way that this team has a bad practice because if they do, they're running." Calvin Sampson's old school coach.
Yeah, he's a bad boy. Hey, shout out to JG9 though, man. Really appreciate this raid. All these people coming in here. That's awesome. Mets ground out. The runner advances second. Under says, I'm a huge fan of Jaguar Gator 9. Holy crap, love your NFL videos. That's sick. So hey, really appreciate that. And if you guys are on here, man, if you guys haven't already, man, go over to official Jaguar Gator 9 on YouTube and give him a follow. Really appreciate the raid, man. Love that. Love from Derelict Sports and from Playoff Beard Sports while he's over there.
Let's go
doing drugs off screen.
Well, we're on.
I don't know if the front office is going to be here today, so I guess while we're at halftime, I guess let's just go back to let's go to the Jays. He's taking long enough. So right now we're at half. What up, Cujo? How we doing, big? Let's go, dude. Shout out to you guys. I really appreciate that. Hope you guys are having a great Monday. Like you said, we're at halftime right now. Great game so far. Houston holding on. But Florida is really starting to catch up there at the end of the half. So we'll be back at the end of halftime. We'll be back and we'll pull all that shit back up. But we're gonna go over to MLB here just for a few minutes, especially since I'm here with two Northerners. Big news late last night, huh? I remember texting Dale last night saying, "Hey, this is what they're saying," and he's like, "Yeah, I've heard the rumblings, but I don't want to get too excited till it gets announced because Toronto fans have been burned before." And you never want to get, you never want to be, convince yourself that he's there and that you've re-signed Vladdy and then it not happen, right? So Vladimir Guerrero, 14 years, $500 million deal. I believe none of that is going to be deferred. So which was part of the deal. I remember during the negotiations, he didn't want any money deferred. He didn't want to go down that route. So big news for you Jays guys. Dale, I'll start with you. How do you feel about this? I mean, obviously it's got to be a little bit of a mix of, I mean, right off the bat, you're obviously excited, right? I mean, this is big news, but I'm sure there's some worries there. 500 million, 14 years, basically the rest of this man's career, or definitely the rest of this man's career.
It's okay. So one, it's great. Like we're get Vladimir Guerrero all through his prime, and it's going to be great. How bad is that contract going to be in the back half? Because I know, and you know how excited I am about this. And
all right,
okay, but does he not have some Prince Fielder scary like balloon up?
Dude, absolutely.
It's like so. One other thing, that 500 million is in American. You can add 30% onto that with the Canadian dollar right now. So that contract is like worth 675 million Canadian to 700 million.
Dude, that's crazy. So that's big money for him.
Yeah, exactly. That's a lot of, not throwing the Americans under the bus, but a lot of people don't realize that all of that has to be paid in American money. So we have to pay the extra on top of it. So no, it's great. The Jays had to. I understand why you have to do that. It'll be interesting to see if there's opt-out clauses, if he's going to be able to get out in 5 or 6 years if he wants to, which will be super interesting. Um, it kind of, I know I've talked about Albert Pujols before. It kind of feels like the front half of it is like we're getting such a deal, and the back half is like, oh god, it could be really, 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 really bad, scary. So, but I don't think they could not do it. Like you couldn't throw him 7 years and throw him $50 million a year. Like you couldn't do 7 350 because he wasn't going to take it. He wanted the financial stability through the whole thing. So if it was unfortunately the price that they had to pay, and I hope that I am wrong that 34 and 35-year-old Vladimir Guerrero doesn't fall off a cliff.
Yeah,
That's the scary part of this deal. Like
yeah,
I am super excited for the next 5 to
No, I haven't.
the next 5 years for sure. The next 7, and then like 32, 33 years old. That's where I'm starting to get really worried.
Yeah, I mean, but like you said, they definitely had to do this. I mean, it's a move they had to make, and it's a big win for them. I mean, this is a team that, if you guys are following baseball, I mean, this is a team that has struck out over the last couple of years. They have struck out a few times as far as going after players, and the last thing you want to see is them lose one of their own, right? I mean, they set all that money aside for Soto. They didn't get Soto. Shohei Ohtani was the big one a couple years ago. Everybody thought they're going to get Shohei. That didn't work out.
Sasaki
and just
this year. Like,
who was it?
Sasaka. Yeah, he was. They'd set aside all of their international money put aside. They picked up Miles fucking Straw,
future
so they could get
first fucking ballot Hall of Famer.
That is somehow that played on Saturday or Sunday in a fucking major league game, which blew my mind. But they purposely picked him up so they could get more international allocation money because they had more than the Dodgers. They could have signed him.
Mets win. Let's go. Marlins down to there. Are you guys just
Let's
watching
go.
the Mets game, or is there anything big going on? Is there like a no hitter or something going on? Or are you guys just Mets fans? Shout out to the Mets, dude. I'm not a New York guy, but if I'm
Mets over Yankees for sure.
Absolutely. But yeah, so Toronto, they missed out on, like you said, Shohei. They missed out on Soto. They missed out on. There were rumors that, there were multiple rumors where, the Pete Alonso deal was basically done. They said, and that didn't happen. Thank God. I think you guys, thank God that didn't happen. Alex Bregman was a talk. Max Fried was in the conversation. So basically, anytime there's been like a big name guy hitting the market, Toronto has been willing and more than willing to let the league know that they've got money. They're willing to spend. They want to spend. It's just about getting, landing one of them, right? And it seems that they just haven't been able to do that. And everybody said, okay, well now they've got the big one, right? The one, their own guy. Are they going to be able to even keep him in town? And like I said, leading up to it, I thought he was kind of being a bitch about it, and I thought he was kind of, not being very, kind of leaking too much, saying too much in the media, and just kind of. To me, it just seemed like he was acting like he didn't really want to, a guy that really, he didn't want to be there, but he also didn't want to come out and say, I don't want to be here. It was one of those, like, I'm going to do that without actually saying it, by making it as difficult as possible, in negotiations. And then he was kind of going in the route of, well, I already gave him my number. They know my number. It's up to them to meet it. We weren't close. So it was kind of like he didn't want to be there, but didn't want to tell people he didn't want to be there. So it's a big win for them to be able to, to keep him there. So playoff, like, what do you think about that? Are you happy about this? Or do you kind of, obviously you're happy about this, but do you share his same thought process as Dale? Is, this is going to be a fun contract for the first 4 to 6 years. And then, it more than likely, this guy, like you said, the chances of him keeping that weight off for the next 14 years, not happening, in my opinion. But what do you think?
No, like I do agree with you, like, especially if you look at like his family genetics on the weight, for sure. On both sides, his mother's side and his father's side both have weight issues and thyroid issues going into older age and stuff too. So it is something to watch out for. But they had to meet the contract. But a big reason like the Jays couldn't get the deal and have the money to put up in the deal is because they just spent an obscene amount of money over the last 2 seasons doing 2 major renovations to the stadium where they spent billions. And like there's all these really cool spots now. They can fit another 3,000 fans because they've got away with like, 1,000 chairs, but they made a bunch of decks now that you can stand on in the outfield and potentially catch a home run in a group of people on a deck. And like, a bunch of new bars. You can play cornhole, you can play shuffleboard. Why you'd want to when you're at a sporting event you paid to go to, I don't know. But hey, they spent all this money to try to drive in families. The kids have something to do while the adults watch and have some drinks, and I get that part. And it's great for the organization and it's great for the brand, but it left them no money to actually come to terms with him. And a big part of what like ESPN in Canada, like our ESPN radio or the fan, TSN the fan radio, they had a guy who was talking to different club owners and managers and stuff like that. And there was a lot of teams that were basically saying, we're just waiting for him to get down here and not for us to be visiting them. And we're going to be making tentative offers. And basically, I think of their first 5 road games, like 3 teams wanted to like try to make offers to him when like the Jays didn't have control of like who was talking to him near the bullpen or near the dugout and stuff like that. So I'm glad they came to a deal. I do think it does look good for at least the first couple years, and then it'll be a slow decline. But I think more so signing him was about getting a couple good years out of him and having a trade piece. Like, to be honest, I think they'll trade him away for better younger talent, and they'll eat the cost of whatever. Uh, Maple Leaf Sports Entertainment is famous for sending players away to a different team and play like on a way different deal and paying like 30% of the former's salary. So that's why they don't have money to make these deals too, is because Maple Leaf Sports Entertainment is just famous for pissing their money away on players that don't even play there anymore.
Dale.
Yeah, some factuality that like the they did upgrade the stadium and that, but I think the Rogers was willing to that Rogers owns the Jays. They're arguably the biggest cellular company in Canada. Plus,
We only have 2, so they're one of 2 in a monopoly,
yeah,
basically.
Yeah, either them or TELUS. And in Eastern Canada, it is much more Rogers, and out west, it's much more TELUS. But they were the bridesmaid, and they have an uphill battle being in Canada for some people. Like there's education there's things that work against them, and it is what it is. So, but they got their guy. They paid the price. Playoff might be right down the road. You might be able to flip them for something, but they're not. The future is now, and in 2031, we worry about the problem in 2031. Right now,
Exactly.
the window's open for 5 to 7 legitimate years that this team can contend. And now this opens up that if you really want Bo Bichette, you can find maybe you can get a hometown deal for Bo Bichette.
Yep.
That was my next question. Do you think that obviously they can, but do you think he does? Do you think they go out and are they able to keep them both? Because I was reading something the other day where they said that Bo Bichette is basically as good as gone when it comes to the Blue Jays, and he's off to a pretty damn good start of the year. I mean, he is off to a heater, and I remember you called this, like a month or two ago. We were leading up to this. You were like, look, contract year for Bo Bichette. I really feel like he's going to have a massive year incoming. Like I think that it's definitely not out of the realm of possibility that Bo Bichette's going to have a big year. And so far, I mean, we're only a week in, but he's looking good. He's looking really good. The whole, honestly, the Blue Jays lineup is looking pretty good. I think that in general, but Obviously, like you said, Bo Bichette is who we view. We turn our attention to Bo Bichette. What's going to happen with him? So like you said, there it's possible, right? There's a possibility that you can go to him now and say, look, we've got Vladdy here now for the next 14 years. Basically the rest of both your guys' careers, you have nothing to worry about on that front. Like, you got a superstar to play with. Your guys here, there's a little more stability here. This is the outlook. Maybe take a little bit of discount to stay here, and he definitely could. But do you think that is what happens? Do you think that you guys are like this time next year, opening day 2026? Do you have Bo Bichette, Vladimir Guerrero Jr. in your lineup?
I would say 80-20 no. I think there could be a way if Bo Bichette I don't want to wish on this, but if Bo Bichette got hurt again, you might be able to get like Bo Bichette doing like if let's say he only plays 80-90 games this year, the calf re gets hurt and all of that. There's a way that you might be able to get a discount for that. Like if he wants to go to Colorado or the Angels, like there's teams that will give him an exorbitant amount of money. And Colorado, I know they have Ezekiel Tofar there, but Daddy played in Colorado and was really good. That one makes way too much sense. But yeah, I don't think it's a zero. I think there's definitely a chance they might be able to get, if he really wants to stay there with Vladdy, you might be able to find a 10-300, which is fucking astronomical to say out loud, but there's a deal that could be made to make him stay. But I think if there's 10 nails in the coffin of Bo Bichette staying in Toronto, probably 8 of them are nailed down right now.
By the way, before we get playoffs, thoughts on that? The over just hit in that fucking Cubs game.
I seen that. So
sick bitch. 7-0 for the Cubs. Let's go. Houston's up
Wow.
right now, obviously, and then Cincinnati just top of the second, 0-0.
Cubbies are off to quite the start of the season, actually.
Yeah, fuck the Cubs. We'll get to them in just a second. Before though,
I
what
know,
do you think
but...
about Bo Bichette?
Yes.
You think he's going to be here, and do you hope they sign him?
I'm for it, and I do hope they do, but it's going to be difficult for sure because they did also just sign Kirk last month too. Well, actually, just a couple days or a couple weeks. 5-year contract extension for $58 million.
And they re-signed, or they signed Anthony Santander to the 5-year deal. Like, yeah,
they're trying to lock in a dynasty team, or like a team that they play like a dynasty team because they know each other so well.
It's going to be interesting to see how much luxury tax they're going to want to pay. That might be the magical question.
So it said under Vladdy's. I don't know how true. I mean, I don't know if this is just something they've put in here because they don't have the annual payroll down yet. But it's 14%, 14.64% league tax on this contract. It says luxury tax they're paying. Obviously I don't know if this changes, but it says from 2026 through 2039 they'll pay $35,714,286 in luxury tax on that contract a year. So will that increase though with the?
Yes. So I think the luxury tax threshold is approximately at $250 million right now. So that will now you're hoping also that the luxury tax will go up because contracts are going up and all that. But
that's what I was saying. Like, you think it'll all kind of?
I think they'll initially get hit harder, but the luxury tax will probably keep up. Now, obviously,
that it doesn't change. Does that 35 million change, or that doesn't change? Just the luxury, the other, like the luxury tax as a whole, because that number won't get bigger, will it? Or will that 35,714,000 stay that through the contract?
No, it'll fluctuate because it's the total team. Yeah, it's the total team payroll. So
right.
So yeah, so because like the Dodgers are at and I think so it's like 250 million is anything above that, and then it's like $350 million, then you pay $2 on every dollar, and then it's like $450, or like what the Dodgers are paying. They're paying $3 on every dollar over.
It's so
luxury
fucking
tax.
crazy, dude.
Yeah, exactly. Like there was the Yankees were trying to shed some payroll, and then they've had all these injuries, and now it's like they might have to go to the next level of the luxury tax, which they don't want. So it's I think the Jays are like gonna be if you're gonna be a realistic contender, unless this work stoppage stops and they make a hard salary cap, which I have no fucking clue how they will do that with the way payroll is. That's another conversation for another day. But the Jays can spend money. They can't spend Dodgers and Yankees money, but they can spend a lot of money and be a top 10 payroll team. So,
well, I'm hoping for it, boys. I mean, I've told Dale many times over the year or our time together that ooh, look at that, do the step back three from Crier.
there you go.
Hand in the air, Friar. I've told him that, like, look, dude, I have no problem with the Blue Jays. I've always really had like I've always rooted for them. Like the Expos back in the day. Although the Expos,
I was just gonna say, bring back the Expos, please.
It's and as far as Canadian teams, like I've never, like, when we get down to like four nations, like and Olympics and stuff, like, you guys can suck my dick, right? I mean, like, Canada can suck me, whatever. Fuck it. But I am the most like hoorah American guy in the world. Don't give a shit. It's like I root for all the Canadian hockey teams minus like Ottawa. I mean, and even them, like, I don't hate any of them. Like, I think hockey would be good. We need Canada, somebody from Canada, to find their balls and win a Stanley Cup. Like, Jesus Christ, like, just make it happen, please. And if it had Connor McDavid, clearly not going to be you. So somebody else needs to step up. It's not going to be Austin Matthews either. So somebody else needs to step up even more. So maybe a Kachuk will do it. But so I always want them to do good. And yeah, the Blue Jays and the Expos, I was always like them. So, I want the Blue Jays. I have no reason not to root for them as long as they're not playing the Guardians. And yeah, I hope that they can keep this team, because I think that, yeah, Bichette, if they can keep Bo Bichette and Vladdy there, and Santander's obviously nice, and then if you like Dale and I have said, if I don't know how consistent Jimenez is going to be, but you got a guy that's still pretty much in his prime. He's the best defender on that team, if in my opinion, if not the league. I think he's the best defensive second baseman in baseball. And and his bat's been hot. I mean, if you can get his offense to come back and the power to come back, like, you've got a 1 through 5 that is, I mean, it's young, they're in their prime, they're good. And if you can get like the pitching to kind of turn around, which, you guys have nice pitching. And if Max Scherzer can come back from the old folks home and fucking, put together something worth a shit, maybe pitch a game without falling apart, that you guys would be in good shape, really.
The pieces are there.
Heads up, like, just because I'm a nice guy, I'll give you guys a heads up on it. I did drop Max. He is on the waivers.
Oh, yeah?
Just letting you know. Just, my little FYI, I did drop Max.
He'll be there later on.
I put my foot in somebody's ass. Under.
I like how I'm the baseball guy and I'm 0-2 already.
Yeah, you're about to be 0-2. I saw that.
Baseball's
big
great.
Playoff drop 200 this week.
Jesus.
Yeah, I had a big week. My guys had a big week. And I would have had a bigger week if I already had Alejandro Kirk, but I had Contreras, and he's been, obviously the Brewers are off to a bad start. So he's on my bench for now, and I got Kirk in this week.
Did you trade away Suarez?
Yeah.
I couldn't remember if you traded him, if he was away from you or to you in that deal.
No, he was away from me. I traded him in
He's been
Perdomo.
nice.
He has. So is Perdomo too. I traded him in Perdomo for Bohm and Kirk.
For the coach of Florida right now is hot, and he looks like he weighs about 125 pounds wet. Like, dude, this ref looks like he'd fuck this guy up.
So Houston Florida just picked up their 5th foul. And oh boy, 2 offensive fouls that they've called have both been. Those are some hard screens they're setting. Yeah, no, this is.
Yeah, this
This
is pretty
game's.
good.
This
I had
game's
Jerks
got
on
some
profile the
edge
whole
to it.
week suspended. I couldn't drop him till last night. Yeah, I still haven't even figured out any of that shit. Like I haven't put in a waiver or anything or whatever. I'm just full sending right now. I actually no, I guess I did put in some waivers last week. I picked
You
up
have a pretty nice team.
Manzardo.
You do have a pretty nice team, bud. Like all bullshit aside, you got a nice team.
Thanks.
I'm gonna fucking cream you this week, but like you got a nice team.
Yeah, well, I don't think so. I don't think you
So
are.
the Profar thing is super interesting. Because I know I talked about it on Fridays. I'll let you guys talk about it.
Says, yeah, me and Profar were just chilling in the dugout all week. Yeah, dude. Jerks and he's not even allowed in the dugout, dude. Jerks and Profar's he's on vacation, dude.
80 games, and he can't be on the playoff roster. So the Braves can use him to get to the playoffs.
He can't be on the playoff roster?
He cannot be on the playoff roster.
Wow, I didn't know that.
Yeah, so that's like one of the other things too. So they can use him and they can get him to the playoffs, but he is ineligible to be on the playoff roster, which is
that's fucking crazy. So he basically comes back midway through the year, plays the whole second half of the year, and then has to sit out for the play. Dude, that is crazy.
Does he get any contract fines on that?
He loses 80 games worth of his contract. So
I think I saw that he missed. I think he loses like $8 million.
Yeah, something. I remember hearing that too.
So. Rough choices, man.
Yeah, I think it was $7.5 million is what it was.
Yeah,
and of course he took the route of he didn't know, but for people who don't know, it's the same shit. And I'm not a nice 3 by my boy Cryer. I'm not like some expert on this, but I know he got popped for the same shit that Manny Ramirez got popped for back in the day. So, it's he's going the route of he didn't know. He released that big statement of I'm sorry, blah blah. But these guys, whether that's true or not, who knows? But yeah, that sucks. I did not know that part of it. I did not know. I mean. That sucks because like they can go 80 games without him, right? I mean, they're not. It is what it is. But to get him back, and it would make it even worse. Imagine he comes back and just tears up the league.
Under's like he's got a strong point on it. He said he shouldn't be allowed to rest for 80 games and then come back and then help in the playoffs. He's a fucking cheater. Like,
yeah, I mean, I get it for sure. I mean, definitely. But I just think it's crazy to like. I don't know. I agree, but it's crazy that he's going to be able to come back and play MLB games for like from the All-Star break on basically and come playoffs. Like imagine he hits like 20, 21 bombs in the second half or something, or 20 bombs or 15 bombs, just something crazy, which he's not going to do. But, he goes off and just has an absolute heater. He's their best player because the Braves are ass right now anyway, right? I mean, good Lord.
A struggling baseball team. Like their game got rained out yesterday against the Marlins, but they split their 2 against the Marlins. Like that road trip, like I know Nick had heard me multiple times talk about how dangerous that road trip was to start the season. Like 4 in San Diego and 3 against the Dodgers on the West Coast. Not fun. And well, obviously they did the worst they could possibly do. But
well, you know who's not having any fun? The Cardinals playing Boston.
They didn't look too good in Pittsburgh tonight. The last I checked. So
how's Story doing tonight?
I've been actually concentrating more on basketball, which is going to be the last one of these few nights. So, good timeout called. No, it's.
Yeah, they didn't look good in Pittsburgh, but man, the game got rained out a couple days ago, and then they had the doubleheader, and I mean, we just got fingered, dude. It was just so ugly.
On the 18th, when the Braves actually come to Toronto, me and my boys are locks and layups, and our buddy George are going to the games at 7. We're going to line up at 3. Because the first 15,000 fans get the City Connect windbreaker for free.
Ooh.
Hell
yeah, so I was like $300 jacket for free. Like, yeah, I'll go to that fucking game. So I will be live for another and taking lots of videos for another game here in a couple weeks.
I don't know what it. By the way, so Under says he dropped profile for Willier Abreu, which is a nice pickup. Willier Abreu's been nice.
Yes, sir.
I don't know who it was, but it was maybe over the weekend. It was some over the weekend where they had given out. They were giving out something at one of these games, and people lined up all day for it, and then like 2 hours for the game, they announced that everyone in attendance was going to get one. And I forget who it was, but all those people that just lined up outside are just got to be pissed the fuck off. Like, I got here all these hours later, and then it turns out like you actually have enough for everybody. Bro, I'd be so mad, but
Oh, we don't care. We're gonna go like line our pockets with McDoubles from fucking McDonald's and like energy drinks, and we're gonna chill. If we need something else, like one person dip out of the line. Like we got a system planned and ready to go. So we're
yeah, well, I thought
we're
that
not
would
worried
happen
about it.
there. That was just one of the few times I've never gone to a giveaway before a game and they've just announced, hey, we're actually just going to give them to everybody. But
We're
it must have
Canadian.
been, yeah. I mean, well, it wasn't in Canada either. I forget who it was. It makes me think it was like the Lakers or it was some NBA team, I think. But hell yeah, that'll be cool. And I bet those Windburgers are probably sick. I mean, all their jerseys are dope. So. But yeah, I
Well, I
hope they get
just
to
got
keep
the
everybody
jersey hat
again.
combo. So I was like, well, the windbreaker to cap it off. Why not?
Did you
Hell
bet the-
yeah!
Did
Hell
you bet-
yeah!
Did you bet the over in the Orioles Diamondbacks game playoff?
I did, sir.
It's the Orioles have got put up 2 already. Is that a Gunnar Henderson sighting? That'd be cool. By the I have not talked about this yet, and I will take my sermon. The Oakland, or they're not Oakland, they're just called the Athletics now. Sacramento is a fucking bandbox. Boy, oh boy, that ballpark. It looks small. It's the same. It has the same space as the Oakland Coliseum, but boy, oh boy, that ball flies in hot, dry Sacramento air than heavy Bay Oakland air.
I haven't watched any of the games, but I know that they aren't looking very good.
No, Oakland is the daily fantasy stuff. The Oakland is not at Coors Field level yet, but it's gonna get really close really soon. I also hate to admit that I watched way too much of the Rockies and Athletics playing in Denver this weekend, like an uncomfortable amount of that series.
I mean, that sounds like an offensive. That's just offense, no defense, right there, or all offense, maybe, or you just get two shitty teams trying to play each other.
Oh look, and my spirit animals, the Twins lost again. Because they are my team this year, supposedly.
Fuck the Twins. Blues are about to lose 2-1 to Winnipeg.
No.
Was that game in Winnipeg or in St. Louis?
In Winnipeg. So 12 games. It looks like it's going to come to an end.
Well, Jobo did some magic there, man. That was something special.
No, we're at fuck it. Can't win them all. I mean, sounds good to me. We're still in a playoff spot. And like I said, there was a chance tonight that if we won and some other teams lost, we would have clinched a playoff spot, which is unheard of. 2 months ago, it'd have been like no chance. By the way, some guy on FanDuel just turned $25 into $5,000 by betting. He correctly guessed the first half score.
Wow.
31-28.
There's a good lottery ticket.
Plus 20,000.
Plus 20,000. Wow.
Fantastic. Good for him. Right the fuck on.
The old that's FanDuel. The books offer that because they're willing to have the lottery ticket, and they're gonna make money off of that so much. And every now and then they're gonna get their pants around their ankles, and somebody's gonna hit something like that, and baked into the price.
Yep, free advertisement.
There was a long time ago that I can't remember but there was it wasn't like a UFC pay-per-view, but it was a fight night, and it was like 11 of the 12 underdogs won, and the one big favorite, and I remember it was like the one big favorite hit, and the books talked about how it was like the worst UFC fight night / pay-per-view that they'd ever had. because there's people just putting $1 or $2 down on like the lottery ticket and it hit. Speaking of UFC, is there any pay-per-views coming up there?
Yeah, this weekend's 314 is the big one.
Which fights are in that one?
Sugar Sean O'Malley and Marab.
I know that one. Who do you like in that?
I like Marab probably. I Friday I'll probably do some sort of a
break it down a little bit.
Yeah, or at least our prediction. Hold on. So we got Volkanovski and Lopez. So Alexander Volkanovski. So in this one, what's his name? Ilya Tapora just vacated the belt at featherweight to go up in weight. So now he's up at lightweight. So he vacated. So now this is Alexander Volkanovski, who he beat for the belt, is facing up-and-comer Diego Lopez, who's an absolute beast. They're fighting for the vacant belt this weekend. Co-main event, I believe, is the Sean O'Malley fight. Let me look. Hold on.
Nice. That'll be a.
Oh, so they actually got. Wait, who did I say? Oh, maybe this isn't Sugar Sean O'Malley. It's Patty, and no, that's next month. My bad.
Oh, okay.
So it's Diego. So it's Chandler Pimblett is who I'm thinking of. So we got Michael Chandler and Patty Pimblett, Patty the Baddie, which will be good. Super excited about this one. Bryce Mitchell versus Gene Silva. So Bryce Mitchell, this is gonna be good. So Bryce Mitchell, he's like a super. He's the guy that said that Hitler wasn't a bad guy a couple months ago or whatever. I don't know if everybody remembers that.
Oh, that sounds like he sounds like an interesting individual.
Yeah, he says the Earth's flat. He's a super religious guy and just a huge piece of shit. And this guy, they call him Gene the Jesus or Jesus Silva. So he's like, let me fight the fucking flat earther. And then he's like, there's only one Jesus. You know, like he's like a real nut job. Like back in COVID, there was a clip of Bryce Mitchell where he fought in the Apex where there's really not a lot of crowd there. It's just kind of like in this like gym type setting. And while they were introducing him, he reaches over the fence and pulls out a Bible, and he holds the Bible above his head and he starts chanting freedom at the top of his lungs while they're introducing him. So he's yelling this over them while they're talking, and he's just screaming freedom as loud as he can. So he's just an absolute fucking nut job who just spent way too much time on the internet. And this right here is going to be an absolute banger. Silva, Mitchell.
Like not just because they're both going to hate the living crap out of each other.
And Gene Silva. So there's this camp right now in the UFC called the Fighting Nerds, and they are they're all in one gym, right? They're in the Fighting Nerds. It's in Sao Paulo, Brazil. So they all come from one gym, and they all wear these black rim glasses that they tape the middle of, like nerd glasses. And they are just, they're fucking like, they don't lose. Like, they've come into the UFC and they're just absolute. They're just absolute animals. They won Gym of the Year last year. They're all just like undefeated. I'm pretty sure it's like Mauricio Rufy is part of them. Gene Silva, Carlos Paredes, who's a beast, and a few other guys. But he, so this is going to be a really good fight. Bryce Mitchell is as shitty as a guy in person he is really good on the ground. But he did get slept the last time he fought, I believe. So that'll be good. Yair Rodriguez, that'll be great. Former interim champion, amazing fighter. Super crazy kicks and stuff like that. Like, he's all over the place. And then Patricio Pitbull, he's coming over from so Bellator is no longer a thing, right? Bellator has been dissolved. And he was a Bellator champion. Patricio Pitbull is him and his brother, both beasts, but Patricio was the champion over at Bellator. So he obviously gives up the belt. Now he's coming over to fight Yair Rodriguez. So this is going to be a great card. And then Krylov and Reyes will be, nice little light heavyweight. Dominic Reyes has fallen off. He was the guy that almost beat John Jones a couple years ago and then just has completely fallen off the map. And then Krylov's 105 years old. Dan Ige will be good. Sean Woodson, he's from St. Louis. He's actually got the St. Louis Arch tattooed across his tummy. So that He's pretty neat.
weird.
Yeah, I mean, it's gonna be a great fight. Jim Miller.
Jim Miller, I know, I recognize that. That guy's like just fights everybody.
He's got the most wins and I think fights
That's
ever
what
in
it
UFC
is.
history. Guy's been around for. He's like 40.
Isn't he like flirting with like 50 fights or something ridiculous?
Yeah, I think and he wins, still winning a lot. So him versus Chase Hooper, who's an up and comer, that'll be a good one. I've seen Darren Elkins fight, just whatever. He takes a lot of damage, and him and Julian Erosa, who used to be on, he was in the Ultimate Fighter. So this is gonna be a really good one. So yeah, later on this week, I'll probably, I'll do a kind of a breakdown and a prediction video on that for sure.
I got Silva and Miller on a two-way slip. Just outright winner or whatever. Like I didn't have like by decision or knockout or anything.
Yeah, Silva's definitely, I think, going to win that. I mean, he's like a minus 300, 340 or something. But either way, I mean, even if he should beat the shit out of Bryce Mitchell. And then who's the other one you had?
Miller against that newcomer Cooper or whatever his name is.
Yeah, Chase Hooper. Yeah, so that'd be good. Jim Miller's violent. I mean, Chase Hooper, he's probably going to beat Chase Hooper. I actually can't believe they're in the same weight class. But Jim Miller, yeah, I'm pretty sure he's got most fights in UFC history, if maybe even most wins in UFC history. Guy's been around for he's the only guy to fight on UFC 100, 200, and 300.
Yes, that's a stat I remember you saying. So, no, I'd like to listen, even if you do it by yourself or you do it on Friday. That would be good to listen.
Oh, yeah,
to.
well, Friday, if we're doing it on the show, we'll do it on the show. And then I just mean like I might Saturday during the day, I might sit here and do like one of those quick 1 minute, main card prediction.
Just a fast thing about the basketball game. Houston's up by 11. Florida is already in the bonus, or already has 7 fouls. So Houston's already in the bonus, and we're not even at the under 12 timeout. So yeah, this game got real physical, real fast, which is good.
Yeah, and honestly, Houston is they've done a really good job to combat that little run that Florida went on to go at the second. I mean, they've come out hot.
Yeah, the refs are calling everything now. This is one of those guys, like somebody needs to take a timeout and be like, you need to calm down. This is like everything was getting crazy, and now the refs are like, all right, you breathe wrong.
Tensions are hot.
Dribbling the ball. That can't happen.
Tensions are high because the Gators definitely thought they'd run away with this, at least in the second half. So
yeah, it's just you let the boys play, and then every now and then you have to go. Okay, you guys have took too much of the rope, and the refs just pull back, and that's what's. So yeah. both teams are already in the bonus, and there's still 13 minutes left in the half, which could lead to interesting things. So,
are you guys golf guys at all?
Casually,
not super
best.
huge, but I follow.
Well, just it being the Masters this upcoming weekend, I'm just wondering if you guys have any predictions, anything that you like. FanDuel had a thing for either Scotty Scheffler, Rory McIlroy, or Bryson DeChambeau to win at I think it was plus 300 boosted. Any of the three of them to win. So, I mean, McIlroy I think has 3 or 4 in his belt. DeChambeau is like, yeah, I think he's won at least one, and he's favored from Liv, and then Scheffler's the number 1 golfer right now. So I don't know. I like that slip. So
no. Oh fuck.
Oh boy. Yeah, no. Oh, the cat just did shit.
No, that was me this time.
Oh, I thought you were gonna blame the cat.
I set my goddamn phone down and hit. Well, because of the cats, it's so touchy now. And now I set my phone down and I clipped the wire and it kicked me. It's just, God, dude, I need to get a 4K. I thought this was a 4K, but I've noticed that when I watch our shit back on YouTube, it's 720. And it says 720, maybe it's actually Restream that's only doing 720. Now that I'm thinking about it, we need to get into 4K. if I throw my legs over my head, I want you to be able to count the ripples in my asshole. That's how 4K I want to be. No?
That's interesting. How many ripples do you think you have?
I would say probably 260 plus. So we're at like a 4-point game out of nowhere, by the way, boys.
Yeah, that is a fast 8-0.
This is what the Gats do, man.
This is what the Gats do. Shut your ass up like you're some Gators fan.
Hey, that was my dad's team. They were my fucking ace in the hole as soon as my boys went out.
My dad lived in Florida forever. I had a bunch of Gator stuff growing up. That my brother, I used to have Miami Dolphin stuff growing up, but my brother held on to that because my dad used to have all types of shit from when he used to my dad used to run a t-shirt shop on the beach in Florida in Miami. Just
That's
a fucking degenerate. Maybe, but a lot of years of drugs and alcohol. So I don't know if it was tight, baby.
Well, maybe not.
Maybe not though.
But like owning a t-shirt shop like near a beach or on a beach, like that part's pretty tight if you can handle your business and your personal. But
Tanner says I love having Clayton points on 2 picks. Luckily, Prob losing $7 on the night. Also won free lineup from WebK's. Hell yeah, big dog. I was hoping you were gonna stop by, dude.
Oh yeah. What's Tanner? What's your thoughts on like the Vladdy shit?
Tanner helped me guide the show on Friday. I hope it was okay, Tanner.
Yeah, next time you just got to remember to change the title and.
Oh, I didn't change the title.
You didn't change anything. It was still the same title, the same Final Four March Madness thing. It was just everything the same.
It was a very Derelict Dale kind of stream.
Very Derelict Dale. I loved it though. I'm gonna be right back. I'm gonna go grab a soda and take and just because I'm parched here and I just need to get excited for this, get locked in for this next 12 minutes. So you guys just hang out amongst yourself. By the way, if you guys are betting men, Florida at what plus 135? You think they're gonna make a run here?
Oh man, imagine what
plus 135. Lock them in. Playoff. Lock it in.
I wonder what they would have been live down by 12. Like you might have been able to get them at like plus 450 to 500. Which is, it is what it is. So, it's gonna be this game's gonna be a dogfight down the stretch. So
it is.
It's just this pace definitely favors Houston, but. Florida will have no problems playing this. They played in the SEC all year, so.
Well, they're tied in the second half now, right? So, like overall, right now they're even in the second half. So it's just that original deficit.
12. I'm just looking at the stats that they have on the screen, and 12 turnovers to Florida for Florida, only 3 for Houston is probably the big telling stat. So and free throw made, so it's a 3-point game. Oh boy, buckle up. It's going to be a fun down the stretch.
I was saying, Tanner, tell us your thoughts on the Vlad trade. Does he have the link to get in here? Because like Tanner comes on camera and shit with me on live on Instagram now.
That is a Nick, not a Dale question. Dale.
Well, here, let me. I'll.
Nick does all the restream stuff, so that I'm sure it's possible, but I do not actually know because if you watch me on Friday and doing my March streams watching basketball, I bare bones it because that is how I roll. Me and technology are not friends, and that's okay. I have a beautiful radio voice and a radio face, and that's my strength. So,
well, I just sent in the link. So once Nick gets back, if he clicks that, we'll get Nick to put him in here then, and he's because other than yourself and our good front office, he's a pretty good. He played the game to a higher level than a lot of us got to go.
oh yeah, Absolutely.
So, he's got good insight, right? He said he's a beast, and they may as well spend the money. Feel like he's a lock for at least 8 years. So, like, he's with you. Like, he's got a gradual decline with you. Like, you said what, 5 to 7 or 6 to 7?
It's like 32 to 33. I start getting worried. If he can just be, well, he's going to be better than average. But it's hopefully the prime is so good that you can deal with. If he goes from 25 to 30 home runs to 20 to 25 home runs, and the RBIs go down 5 to 10 spots, but he can still play gold.
You should teach your mom how to text
defense.
my phone number.
All right, I'm gonna go to the bathroom right now since you're back.
But I sent Tanner the link. I don't know if he actually clicked it, but I just want to let you know he could be in the lobby. I don't know. Just because he's been coming live with me on IG, so he's getting comfortable behind the camera and shit now, and like I say, his insight's pretty good on it too.
He doesn't have insight, dude.
Well, he likes to think he went as further than the rest of us, and like let's let him have that.
We're gonna have our Make-A-Wish friend on. I sent you the link too, just in case that just didn't work. I don't know if it generates, like, every time I hit share, I don't know if it generates like a personal one for each person, if that makes sense, or what. So just in case.
That could make sense, like individual. Yeah, that makes sense.
So I sent him one just in case. It's on IG, big dog. 48-42 here, huh? Houston, the Cougies, the middle-aged women, dude, up 48-42. The hot mommies, the Cougies, the Cougars.
The Houston Milfs.
Sorry, I can't help but talking shit sometimes when I get comfortable with people, and it sometimes it's my downfall. Like the other day when I was telling him that he put his login and to something into the chat, and I'm like, I wonder what this will get me into. I'm like going over to Grinder to check out right now, and I don't know if he replied to that or not, but I'm like, damn, dude. No, maybe I'm not.
You should just try it on Facebook. Just a one-time gateway. It's a simple one, and just see if it works. And then you guys just tell them like, get your password game on tight.
Dude, why does this log me into punani.com?
Why are you subscribed to 80 and Fit?
I've been a cougar hunter for years. Dude, you look like a cougar hunter. We take the under. You look like you hunt some cougs, dude.
He looks like Eric Wright in his fucking prime.
He says, nah, that was hilarious, dude. I thought it was pretty fucking funny. I love hitting people with the Grinder stuff. Like, I don't know. It's just I don't know why that's so funny to me, but
no, it's good. I think everyone.
My favorite thing to fuck with Tanner about now is his drinking, because I'm that sober guy now, and I know he's a big drinker. So like late at night, he'll reply to our tweets and be like, "You fucking put," like it'll be like vulgar shit, and I'm like, "Sleep it off, buddy."
That's amazing.
The other day, I just posted a reply. It was just Jim Leahy falling down the stairs.
Well played.
I'm like, you drunk fuck. I love it though. He seems like a fun guy though. I mean, I appreciate him, dude. I think it's hilarious. Y'all keep giving each other shit whenever possible. Y'all got to keep giving each other shit, dude. I'm about it. I love it. I'm sober now too. Hell yeah, bro. Let's fucking go. I mean, I still toke, but that's it. Like I haven't had a drink in 6 years, and my drugs and alcohol have been clean 6 years. So just a little pothead.
Yeah, that's pretty well same here. I dip into alcohol, but not frequently.
See, I smoked cigarettes for like 15 years, dude. So I quit smoking cigarettes 6 months to the day I quit drinking.
awesome.
26 stop smoking after 26 years. Let's go though, dude. Dude, anybody on the journey to sobriety, I love it. So, but I'm also not one of those guys that gets on people for doing it too. Like I still, we'll still go to weddings. Like I can still be around it for the most part. None of it, parties. It doesn't bother me. Sometimes it'll, like there was one time in Ireland,
That was the one I was just gonna add.
yeah,
when
that sucked. Like there was times in Ireland because it's like,
you were at the Guinness factory, correct?
I was,
That's when
yeah,
you
and
wanted
yeah,
one.
dude, and it's just one of those things where like my old, like deep down, the alcoholic never leaves you, right? Like you're always that's the biggest mistake alcoholics make. It's once you think you've beaten alcoholism, that's when you fuck up. It's an everyday thing. But when we were over there, yeah. See that's what I'm saying. This is what he does right here. This is.
I'm sorry, I shouldn't have interrupted. You were having a good thing, and then I ruined that.
No, it's fucking no. That's the shitty comments. That's the type of shitty comments on our Twitter. But yeah, dude, fucking Ireland was a bitch, dude. Like that was like, dude, watching people just get ham boned, dude. My inner drunk was very jealous.
I'm glad someone else gives you shit, Nick. That's fucking proper.
Everyone
I like that.
gives me shit, dude. I give everyone shit. I am just naturally just give everyone shit, so I think they are just inclined to give it back. I love it.
I think this guy just fantasizes the city of St. Louis and the city of Cleveland, and he's been in Philly the whole time.
Who, me?
Yeah, you fucking dirtbag.
I mean, no, dude, I wish. I mean, actually, no, I don't wish. I'd rather be in St. Louis than Philly, dude. Jesus Christ. I was in the airport, Philly, one time coming back from Ireland, actually, and dude, seriously, like, dude, it was Section 8. I mean, that thing, like, someone had to have been stabbed on the carpet before we were there. Big red stain on the carpet. It smelled like a fucking toilet, dude. Like, I mean, that place, I mean, seriously, talk about Jesus Christ. 1 point game, by the way, boys, while we're over here yapping with your fantasy waiver system. Yeah. Dude,
that was me trying to do the I don't know.
Make it a different.
It was put together in a day.
Yeah, boys, you guys just shut the fuck up and be happy.
No, it was one of those. Like I do Fab for everything on NFBC or NFC, so I just thought we would try that,
and it's not like anyone gets an unfair advantage. We all get capped at the same spots, like, what I mean? So at the end of the day, like, everyone has the same gripes, so it's like, just deal with it.
Yeah, exactly.
I'm
It's
going
not
0
like
24
me,
this
me
year.
spending.
You and Dale both. You and Dale both are going 0 for 24 this year. Dale's 0 and 2. We were talking earlier when we got here. Dale's
2, baby.
Dale's the Jedi of all of us. And this guy's sitting at hot 0 and 2.
Oh yeah, it's not. Fantasy has not been a good our guillotine for the show is 12th or 13th out of 15. Me and Nelson's is 13th out of 15. Like, first 2 weeks of the season have not been good, but survive, move on.
Yes, sir. Stay afloat.
It's especially in this. It's
what's the first cut?
Sunday. So normally it would be it's 2 weeks, but the first week of the season it's 2 weeks, and then the 4 days in the first week. So
is that because of the Tokyo games?
Nope, not the Tokyo games, but like the season started last Thursday, so they add those 4 games on. So they just make a 2.5 week season for the start of it. I actually have it open here, I think.
But this is a kind of good segue. We're not talking about a whole hell of a lot here. I'm going to jet for the night, boys. Go Gators. And yeah, I'm going to smash the fuck out of Nick this fucking week. And he's going to be fucking crying on Monday's podcast. So everyone tune in on Monday to watch Nick cry while I rub it in his face that I dutied on him and I'm 3-0.
That's really cute, dude. I hope they sell Vaseline in Canada, dude, because you're gonna have one raw.
I like it when you go in dry. I like it when you go in dry, baby.
No, I'm not talking about when I go in. I'm talking about afterwards.
Oh, okay. Well,
you're gonna be sleeping on your chest until May.
I can do cock push-ups. I'll get off my chest.
Yeah, we'll see, dude.
All right. Cheers, boys.
Cheers.
Good night.
Seeing the Guardians clap their cheeks every series. I was probably going over 24. The White Sox turned me off. Bro, the White Sox, it's a guillotine, Dale. Did you not learn about Jesus Christ. Tie game, dude. Yeah, this is not looking very good for Houston, dude. I don't like this.
Nope.
I don't like this at all. Seeing the Guardian, dude, the White Sox though, for real, like there are probably high school teams in Texas that could take on the White Sox right now. Well, maybe not this year, last year. What have the White Sox just fallen since those first couple days, or what are they doing?
They got 1-3 in Detroit, and what was the first?
The whole division looks like shit. Honestly, I mean, Guardians aren't looking good. Guardians pitching is not looking good.
There's another team that desperately needed to get out of the West Coast, the Guardians. They are so excited to have the White Sox for the last opening day tomorrow.
Cougs are cold right now. Yeah, Cougs are cold. I'll tell you what, and for Florida, if your best player, Walter Clayton, can go 1 for 7 and he's got 4 point, well now 5 after that free throw a minute ago, and your tie game, you're got to be feeling pretty good. I mean, Walter Clayton starts turning it on here.
Sorry, he just slammed the ball down. It's like that should be an auto tee. Sorry,
you're good.
The ref came out at me. I wonder if they did.
But yeah, Guardians can't wait to have their home opener tomorrow. It's sad that we're like 3-6 going into our home opener, but like I said, whole division looks like shit.
Well, the division's just gonna beat up on the White Sox, and whoever can do the best in the other 4 games that's the team that's gonna win the division. Or if somebody can like really do good against the other divisions, so
it will. I'll tell you the pitching for the Guardians, man, it's just, I don't know. Like, it's just, the bullpen is not looking good right now. Bybee didn't look very good the other day. And when Bybee's not looking good, it's not good. We haven't, obviously, Bieber hasn't come back yet, but Ben Lively has been whatever. It's just the guy that Luis Ortiz, he hasn't looked good. Paul Sewald has been ass, and you look at guys like, Matt Boyd just dealt for the fucking Cardinal or the Cubs the other day, and it's like, I don't know why they didn't bring him back. That's just crazy. But yeah, Cardinals are the Guardians, man. I don't know. We'll see. I mean, it's it's a rough start. All right, so Cougars are up 2. What were you saying?
They got the 2 free throws. They did give them the technical foul, which when you bounce the ball pissed off and it goes over your head, and the ref's right there, you really can't do a damn thing about it. And that's 2 fouls for him as well.
Guy's got a puka shell in his hair, dude. This is what he gets. Guy's rocking 2 puka shells. Jawan Roberts. This guy looks like he's like 18 going on 40.
He's a man.
So is Stephen Bunting, back-to-back champion. He's a man. He's 40.
We haven't talked about Stephen Bunting. Oh, God, let's gloat for 2 seconds. Oh, my God.
What a guy.
It was all falling apart for him, and then he goes into the Premier League, and then everything went right. Everything went right.
Dude, him beating Luke Humphries twice in a week is incredible. Well, he did beat him once in a week. I guess he didn't play him on Thursday, but
no, he beat him in the semifinals in the German one too.
Yeah,
because he beat, I can't remember who he beat in the morning, and he beat he beat Luke Humphries in the semifinal. He beat Aspinall in the final. It was funny. I don't know if because you didn't watch the final, did you?
No, dude, I missed it. I fell asleep.
So Aspinall, so he went to do the bunting, and then Aspinall went with him to do like the thing, and like it's like those 2 guys look like they are friends and have fun on the tour. So.
Well, I was telling you a week ago or whatever, Gerwin Price did it too. And when they played, and when they were in the finals, or maybe to go to the finals to because who did he play in the finals? Did he play Gerwin Price in the finals on Thursday?
I don't know. I didn't get to see any of it.
I think it
at
was
work on
the Thursday when he played him in the finals. But yeah, or who was it? Was it maybe it wasn't? I think it was Gerwin Price. Yeah, that did. But yeah, somebody else. I think it was Gerwin Price that did the thing at the end. And it's like I love that. Like it's cool because you could see that the rest of the field is like feeling for Stephen Bunting. You know, they're like they were just happy to see the guy get on the board.
Yeah, and it wasn't like anybody wanted to be that guy, but everybody was. If you didn't play him, everybody was pulling for him. Like he seems like the guy on the tour that everybody has the. He's the guy that nobody hates. Because you could definitely see there's some tension on that tour between guys like Gerwin Price. There's guys that hate Gerwin Price, and rightfully so.
Did you ever see the video of the guys on that when I was that tournament a couple weeks ago that not a lot of the big guys were in? Where I was telling you that guy like straight up collapsed after he missed that shot and like laid their face down on the.
No, I don't think I did.
Dude, like you could see the guy who is behind him was just like. By the way, that Sharp kid just hit that three he just hit was disgusting.
Big boy.
Ooh, those two white kids for Florida down in the paint are nasty, nasty. That kid right there is racist as shit. The Hall. That's at least the haircut. That is one race. That is one Dale Earnhardt Jr. ass haircut right there.
Forgot about that name.
Yeah, I'm trying. But you could tell the guy afterwards was just kind of like, dude, what in the fuck? Am I really having to watch this right now? Like, is this like? But very animated. Yeah, you could definitely tell there are guys that get sick of each other on there. I mean, there's every week, they're playing like that, and it's not like pro sports where you're playing, the same guys. You're playing same guys in the league, but different. You might see them a couple times a year. You're playing different teams and stuff on a nightly basis. You're playing against the same guys just in a different variation every week, and it's like, yeah, you're going to get sick and tired of people. And it was sick though that that Bunting got the back door. I can't believe he won Thursday and Saturday, dude, or Sunday. That is so sick.
And the dude turns 40 on Wednesday, which is even crazier. What a way to end your 30s. Welcome to the 40s, Stephen Bunting. I celebrate with you.
I can't believe he's 40.
Like unfortunately, the lady friend knows a little too much more about darts than she ever wished. And she's like, it's your thing, it's fine. But I like the one day I'm like, how old do you think he is? And she's like, in his 50s. I'm like, he's 39. She's like, he's older than me? I'm like, yes,
it's fucking crazy, dude.
That is if that is just a darts legend right there. Like he looks like he's 55 or he's 39. Have you heard anything about Michael Van Gerwen's shoulder? Is like this a longer term thing?
It might be. This Sharp kid's starting to turn it on, boys. This is good for Houston. Yeah, it might be. I mean, I saw he had to pull out. He obviously played Thursday, and if he didn't play Thursday, you had to assume he was not playing for the weekend. But yeah, I don't know. I mean, that's. And you would think that it would almost be one of those things where you'd have to probably make that decision pretty quickly, right? Like you would assume, like, does he just pull out of the tournament type thing? Like, what do you do? Because how do you, what do you in that situation? Say he misses like 3 weeks, 4 weeks of the next. I think there's 8 weeks left. I think is what they said. So say he comes back, like, you end up getting I mean, unless you're like Luke Littler, who's got like 26 points or something right now, like. I don't know if you can afford to do that. Like you come back and like you're basically at a huge disadvantage because you've missed 3-4 weeks worth of points. Like,
because like Littler and Humphreys are clear of him, and Price was right on his tails, and then it's like the Aspinalls and that, like they're the guys that could catch him now.
Yeah, it's interesting to see what they'll do there. Like, is it?
Do they put a placeholder guy in and just be like, I'm trying to think of like your whoever it is. James, I'll pick James Wade. That's the first guy. It's not going to be James Wade, or your Chizzy or whoever, or Peter Wright, where it's like you're not allowed to like win, but you're playing for the money, and And so that we have everybody, you get the one extra game of darts, and those guys that are still fighting for points can still fight for points, and you get to fight for money.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean,
if it's like if it's one more week, I think you just keep it the same. But if he's gone for a month, I think you almost have to put a guy in and just be like, yeah, Peter Wright, you're not allowed. If you win all 4 of these, you're not allowed in. But be a placeholder, compete, try and make some money.
yeah, I'm not sure. I really don't know. I mean, it's gonna be interesting to see what they're gonna do. I mean, I would assume more than likely he just pulls out of the turn. I don't know. I really don't know. I mean, it's gonna be interesting to see. I hope it's not long term. Hopefully, he just misses a week and he'll be back. But yeah, I mean, that is definitely worrisome.
Yeah, like a shoulder for a dart guy. So that's kind of a big deal.
Oh yeah. All right, we got a 3-point game here. This sharp kid looking like he's looking hungry, like he wants to take over here. Oh. But my guy, is that a trap? Did he just travel? I know you're a little bit ahead of me, but is that a travel?
Out of bounds. He stepped out of bounds when he caught the ball.
Look at this synchronized soda drink, dude. Just two unhealthy fucks.
You know, yeah, it's funny, like how you like I don't have any. This is my vice.
Yeah, that's like, mine nowadays.
Because I don't partake in any of the weed dab stuffs, but I'm not against it. Like if somebody offered me, like, I maybe have a hit like once a year when somebody like I'm not like anti it, and like I had a beer tonight, and that's the first time I've had a beer in probably 6 weeks.
Coke boys, yes sir.
Yes sir. Screw the Pepsi. Screw the Pepsi.
I'll tell you what, this fucking guy from Florida that has the 70s and 80s pimp sideline or sideburns that go mid through his face, just right across the middle of his cheeks. Every bucket he scores should be worth 1. My boy looks ridiculous. Or maybe worth 3. He could look fly as shit, whatever way you look at it. But that's insane. That was the first time I've seen that guy. Holy shit. Pepsi sucks. My fiance is a Pepsi drinker, big Pepsi drinker.
Oh, I didn't know that. No, I know.
She doesn't drink much of Pepsi. She doesn't really drink any soda anymore. But yeah, if she was to drink soda, she's a big Pepsi.
Remember
person,
when she was more ripped than you, me, and everybody else?
Yeah, I mean, that
was only a year ago. When did she do her competition? A year ago?
Yeah, about a year ago. So
I figured it'd be sometime around there.
But then we got. Once she drinks a Pepsi, it goes downhill. She just starts drinking Pepsi. So,
okay.
Afterwards, she started drinking Pepsi after she did all that, and then so it became a habit again. So now she's drinking sugar-free ginger ale is what she drinks.
Better if it does the trick, it's all good. It's I know I haven't been to the dentist, but I know the dentist is like, hey, like this isn't good for your teeth. And my response was, I could be doing lines of blow and doing other stuff. Like I know
smoking cigarettes.
Exactly. I know you're right. This is your expertise field. Yeah, I'm not doing that good for myself. But I could easily, and I think we all have addictive personalities to some way, shape, or form, and certain things we need are more like I gamble. Well, that's obvious, but
yeah, that is definitely your vice.
Coke and betting really bad sporting games is my vice. Like I'm not pretend I can acknowledge that, but it's more like I could be adding a lot more to my plate than I know I could. But I'm not. So.
All right, we're back here. We got 2.5 minutes. Let's tap in here, dude, or lock in. We got 60.
Oh, you've caught up to me. So
I'm just reading the screen. Sorry.
60. I'm at 3 minutes right now, so I'm just curious.
You're 22 seconds ahead of me.
Okay, so I'm basically a possession ahead of you. So I will make sure I am.
No, dude, it's all good. You should show your excitement. You're more excited about this than I am.
Me and Houston have had a
you react. Do not hold reactions in.
It's funny. The biggest reaction I give is when the T, and that was a big tip in. Sorry, I am gonna try and do this. When he like bounces the ball up and the referee be like, T, yeah, you fucked up, dude. Everybody loves a good T.
Everybody loves a good tea.
We've all been there and give a good T. Some teas are just like, oh, but some teas feel good. When you have like a shit. So like a flagrant is the equivalent of unsportsmanlike in FIBA, because again, as I've told you before, every nation in the world except for the United States plays under FIBA, which is the federal or something international basketball. So like every other basketball league in the world plays under their rules. So a flagrant is an unsportsmanlike. And one of the funniest ones is I watched a guy at the end of the game like trying to foul because it's like a 3-point game and the kid's a hothead and he wraps him up and I blow the whistle and then he fucking hip tosses him over and I'm like, you're an idiot. Fuck, kid. The coach just rolls his eyes. I'm like, everybody's like looks like they want to like chuck a ducks. I'm like, let's not do that, please.
Yeah, let's chill out on that.
Let's everybody take a deep fucking breath. So
All right, so 62-62 here. We got 2 minutes left. This is fucking. This is what you wanted, right? This is a 5-point game, you said, with 5 minutes left or whatever.
Yep, that's what I said. Get me a 2-possession game like with less than 10 minutes left. We have succeeded. We're not watching a blowout, so.
11 ties in this game. 2 lead changes. Houston was up at 12 at one point in this game. I mean,
yeah,
this has been a storming back of. I mean, Florida is giving a little taste of their own medicine, huh? Houston, give the little comeback.
Yep. Well, it's gonna be some tough defense down the stretch for both teams. Wow. Make sure you see the guy that's all painted in red. Hopefully we have the same feed because that dude is crazy.
Damn, Houston's got a guy with mid sideburns too. The fuck is going on here?
He is an ugly, ugly fuck. Coming from me.
Under, we got to get you on some of these sideburns, big dog. Get you some of these middle of the face. Yeah, I see the guy painted in red. Look at this guy. Coming off on his forearms, though. That
is a hero. That is a lot of paint. That is a lot of dedication.
Joseph Tugler. God, 54% from the free throw line is ass, dude.
Oh, like if you're
54% shooting free throws.
Yeah, like you don't want to. That will not get you to the big show.
Well, it's the big show.
Thank you for getting me onto the. I fell asleep to WCW Thunder last night, and I fell asleep to wait for it. Chris Jericho versus Alex Wright, the dancing German kid. Oh, that was.
Did you see what's her face in the crowd last night? And was it Sue Bird or not Sue Bird? It was what's that? Brianna Stewart in the crowd last night cheering. And somebody tweeted. She said, "Dressed like Chris Jericho." Let me see if I can find it. Hold on.
Oh no, I didn't see that.
Hilarious, dude. Hold on. Well, it's the big man show tonight, dog. Well, it's the big show.
I can't wait. Have you, I remember watching one of the Halloween Havoc. Oh.
Hold on. Nice. Look at her. Not only is this a cringy ass video, but look at this. Just because I got this game playing over here.
Oh, yeah. Oh boy.
Dress like Chris Jericho.
That's where you have to have friends that are be like, no, that's not a good look, honey.
That ain't it, babe.
I unfortunately, fell into a trap. Well, I had a girl that was my friend, not a girlfriend, but like lady friend, and somehow I got conned into shopping with her. And she tried on this dress that she loved, and it made her look awful. And I'm like, don't buy that. You look. And she gives me this big hug, and she's like, thank you for telling the truth. I'm like, she's gonna want me to do this again. This is gonna suck.
It's a courteous thing of you to do, dude.
It was. So it is Florida ball, so they are getting the ball right now. I will.
Was that a successful challenge? Did they challenge, or who challenged that?
No,
or that's just a review.
Review, yeah. So,
dude, Kelvin Sampson, it really is a fucking bad boy. I saw the videos of him like back when he first got hired there. He was walking around campus with a megaphone, like telling people they should come to basketball games.
Yeah, yeah.
And, like,
it was like the bad days, or not the bad days, but like they were not a anything school.
So he basically built this basketball program.
Yeah. Well, and Calvin Sampson got, when he was in Indiana, got caught doing some recruiting. Like, this is pre-nil stuff. Got caught doing some bad recruiting stuff, so they got rid of him real fast. It was either Oklahoma or Indiana. I can't remember, but they got rid of him real fast. So he had to go to a non-sexy school and kind of rebuild himself. And he's put this team into there. So
it looks like Florida just took the lead. I just looked over at the scoreboard because it's ahead of me.
yeah,
But
so,
it looks like it is a one because it looks like Florida's getting free throws.
yeah, they just hit the first, and obviously the second is the ESPN has the future on both of us.
Oh, this guy fouled out. The big ugly fouled out.
Yeah,
Five fouls is. I didn't know that 5 fouls was college.
Yep, 5 fouls everywhere but the NBA. The college only has 5 fouls, but yeah. So we're going to another timeout. So this is the only thing I hate about the college game and they will change it because it's gotten ridiculous. Like every out of bounds gets looked at in the last 2 minutes. So this is the last time I have to deal with it. So they did some NIT. They changed it where you have to have in the last 2 minutes. You have to have a timeout to get the refs to look at the play, and then if it's successful, then you keep your challenge, and you're allowed unlimited reviews as long as you have timeouts.
Yeah, college has got so many fucking.
It's such a grind.
It's such a grind, and it's truly impressive how like. This will decide the bracket challenge, if I'm not mistaken. Yes, sir.
Yes.
Vegas referees getting involved here in the last couple minutes. Oh, yeah. Keep forgetting about the bracket challenge. So, yeah, we got to see who wins. And then, so that the payout requires a, you have to go to that thing, and it requires like a majority thing or whatever. Like, so like, it's just so it's so the guy who's hosting all the money can't just go, oh, I know you won the league, but I'm paying this guy. So we have it's like a majority payout. So like I have to go and I pick who wins, and then like everyone votes. Yeah, that's the guy that won.
Oh, so we'll get an email, and then a whole bunch of us have to. It makes sense, but it's also but there's also shady fantasy shit and all that shit that happens. So it makes sense both ways.
But yeah, I mean, it is a nice little thing in there, I guess. So just in case I was like, oh yeah, you won. Well, I don't like you. I'm gonna give all the money to Dale.
Well, yeah. Well, you almost had a version of that in your football league. So
yeah, it's all ass. All right, let's fucking. So we're on. Dude, I really hope Houston didn't lead this game all game just to lose on some bullshit.
Yeah. So we are at another review. The ball has went out off of Houston, and it's going to be interesting to see if this is going to be changed or not. Did it go off his knee last? Ooh, that's I don't know if you can overturn that either way. So he swipes. Good job. It is what it is. It's been good. It's by the way, it's been good seeing you again, buddy. I'm happy to get to talk to you again. Oh, think you muted yourself, or you're speak again.
Can you hear me?
I can hear you now.
Yeah, I was saying it's nice to be back, and it's nice to have a cat that's eating again, and
He's doing better now.
yeah, it seems like it. So
Okay, good. And him and how do you say the other cat's name? Dipshit?
Lint,
Like Lint chocolate. Yeah.
like pocket lint.
Pocket Lint. Good. Yeah. They're better. They're
They're
dealing with
getting
each other
along.
now.
Yeah, I mean they're still playing around a lot and like rolling, and I mean they're really getting into it, but yeah, it's pretty playful. I guess when I turn this off the game off of mute is when you couldn't hear me, so you're gonna have to let me know what was the ruling here.
I looked up the way it looks like. I am guessing it is Florida ball, so they're
going to be
30
fouling.
times, so they have to foul, but they'll at least have a 3-2 tie. So they're trying to break the press. Oh my God, it's a bad pass. But did he step out of? Oh, he got fouled before he stepped out of bounds. Oh, all right. Sorry, I have to spoil that.
No, you're fine.
So Florida will be shooting 2 with 20 seconds left on the clock.
They almost got him to turn it over.
Yeah, he did step out of bounds, but there was some body that made him go out of bounds. So it's the right call. So at least Houston will have a shot to tie and or win. And the first one clanked, so it will be tie and or win.
Oh, he missed one?
He's missed the first one.
Okay, baby, let's go. We're in business.
Houston, both teams have a timeout. So
do you go for 3 here, or you go for the tie?
You go for the best shot available. I think if you have an open 3, you have to take it, but I would never force it.
Yeah, I'm with you on that. Clank.
Yeah, exactly. So somebody's taking a timeout. Oh no, there's subbing. He hit the second shot, so it's a 2-point game. So, and now there comes a timeout. So that's timeout Houston. So, no, I definitely think at 2 points, you just take the best shot available, and if it takes you to overtime, wonderful. If it's an open 3 that you can't say no to, you take it. But I wouldn't force myself to. I have to hit a 3 at the buzzer to win the national championship when I could get a 8-footer and hit a shot to send it to overtime. So,
God, drama, baby.
This is what we wanted.
Drama.
This is what we wanted.
This is what you wanted.
Yeah.
I mean, this is a hell of a game. Pretty low scoring too.
It's the game I hoped for. Like I kept saying, if it was a rock fight, advantage Houston. So, it doesn't just because I was on the right side of it doesn't mean that I'm on the right side of it. If I would rather be wrong making money sometimes than being on the right side and losing. So. Yeah, no, you're totally right. If it's a contested 3 with 20 seconds on the clock, you don't take it. If it's a contested 3 with 5 seconds left on the clock, you have to take it. But you can set up. You got to get into your offense fast because you want to be taking this shot because there's still the code. Like you can still miss this foul. They make 1 or 2 and still have a chance to tie the game. So you got to get into your offense. You're not saving this till the last second because there's still too much game for you to do that. So, all right.
All right, boys, here we go. One final possession, 19 seconds.
I will give you a play-by-play as it goes. It takes the double team. They are guarding them tight. 5 seconds left. Oh no! Son of a bitch. Oh my good Lord. Oh, I can't even tell you how they're going to lose. It's so pathetic. You can watch. Blech. Ugh. Fuck.
Dude,
Sports
that is
betting sucks.
pathetic.
And the shitty part is, so I need to see the replay on it. If he touches that ball, like there's still 4 seconds left. They can still foul and have and of course they need him 1 and 2. They could still have a chance for 3 in the tie. Wow.
Bro, they had that in the bag.
All right, and watch the replay first. So
Oh,
he
no.
throws the shot up with like 3. So he could have grabbed that ball with like 3 seconds left, like 3.5 seconds left, and did it that way. Wow. Yeah. Well, but in the same breath, under it, it would have been a travel, but they would have. If he touches it there, then you have the 3 seconds left. I get both sides of it. He's trying to think. He knows that if he touches it, he travels, but the time was more.
What's a travel because it got blocked?
So he jumped up, and then when he jumped up and landed on the ground, if he the first one to touch the ball.
Oh yeah, right.
Yeah, so you have to.
Woo!
Like he's right to not touch the ball, but the situation is he needs to touch the ball to save because the clock is your enemy. Oh, Calvin Sampson looks like he is.
Dude, he is sick.
That is.
He is sick. That kid's gonna have to transfer or go to the NBA. Get him the fuck out. What a terrible last play. Never seen that in such a big game before, dude. Oh my goodness.
And you see it here on Derelict Sports. You got to watch Dale like in real time go, oh no. That was a very calm Dale losing another bet.
Dude, and they led that entire game.
Yeah, I bet you if you look back, like Florida led for like 90 seconds of that game.
I mean, props to Florida hanging in there. I mean, look, they
team.
just kept it close enough, and then I mean, the 12 being up 12 or down 12, and then making that run is, it's they had to feel good. I mean, that's to go into halftime hot and then come out of halftime and Houston kind of threw water on the fire and kind of cooled them off, and then to kind of battle through that even.
They led double digits twice in that game because like late in the first half they were up by double digits, and then with like 14 minutes left they were up by double digits. Yeah, wow, that is they just showed the graphic that Calvin Sampson is 69 years old. That is one that will haunt that dude for the rest of his life because he don't have a lot of years left to coach. Brother,
from coming back from to come back on Duke like that and then just 2 days later blow it like that, that's heartbreaking. That's so heartbreaking. I'm so sorry. I mean, I know you're not like too heartbroken over it, but it's like
it stinks,
I know you wanted this one.
Oh yeah, it's like if I was like unders and like this was like a hunk of change that I would have lost, I probably would have been a lot more emotional. But I was like,
well, hey, and we got to see. We'll have to check in with Playoff Dude, see if he won the $5,000 on Bet365 because that's a come behind dub right there, boys. That's a big one. Under we'll take a look at the thing and the bracket challenge, and I'll look at it in the morning, and I'll give it time to update, get all its changes, and then we'll get you paid out, or whoever wins will get you paid out. That's what a March Madness. I mean, what a crazy March Madness. I mean, not really a crazy March Madness, but like a pretty crazy
really
in a lot of good games, but crazy in the sense of like it really just went the way. I mean, all of the favorites won for the most part. We got a 1v1 down at the to end things off. Basically, which you don't get often. So to see a one seed make it like all the way through like that, and I mean, and that turned out to be a good game of one possession. Comes down to the last possession, and obviously the last possession was pretty dookie, and you don't want to see it end like that. But man, that was good shit, dude. Good tournament.
That is why we love March.
That's why we love March. And now it's officially baseball season.
Yeah, and
I guess we got NBA and NHL playoffs coming around here too. It's about to be the sweet spot, baby.
It's the argument between in 2 weeks time where the playoffs start in baseball, or is it like baseball playoffs, NBA, hockey start, and football?
So
You're in the middle.
I every time I say this, most of my friends say the other part, but I've always said there is not a better time. And I love that the NHL and NBA just run concurrently together, and just basically, like, when you get those two going into the playoffs, and like especially NHL playoffs where there are so many games on, like,
Yeah. Like
dude,
the NBA does it wrong with like making their first round last 3 weeks. Just be like the NHL. You're playing every other night. Beat the shit out of yourself. Go sweep somebody so you get some days off.
dude,
You know?
it's
You
the
like-
best time of the year, and we are
it's-
almost there. Spring, and
and-
I guess it's because I hate winter so much, so I love, this time, and then the spring's coming, the weather's coming, everything's just, I'm coming. It's fucking, it's gonna be, it's a good time of the year.
There's gonna be we're gonna be doing watch parties for the Cavs, and we'll be doing watch parties for the Blues.
Oh yeah, let's fucking go, baby. We got the Cavs need to pick it back up. They lost last night, but they'll rebound. They could have clinched last night, which sucks that they didn't, but they'll get it next time. If they win out, they'll beat their franchise record in wins. So hopefully
Nice.
they'll win out. That'd be nice. And then hopefully the Blues can lose to Winnipeg tonight, but they've 12-game winning streak, so that comes to an end. They can afford to lose one, but we need to get back on the horse.
Depending on the dollar bill situation, but if it works out, I was looking at the website that we do the baseball on. They have an NBA one for the playoffs. So like first round, you only pick one. So there's no cap. You just pick one player for every team. Obviously, there's like you have to have so many centers and all that, and then it keeps breaking it down. So then the second round, you pick 2 players from each team, and in the third round you pick like 3 players from each team, and in the finals you pick 4 players from each team or something like that, and then the points add up for the whole thing, which I thought was kind of interesting.
Yeah, that's pretty sick. I mean, I'm down. I mean, you just let me know, and we'll make it happen for sure.
It's my dollar bills that has to, but we'll worry about that when the time comes. So I got be 2 weeks from Saturday should be the NBA playoffs start.
I believe so, yeah. I mean, we're right around the corner, so.
We'll
all right, fellas. Well, really appreciate everybody that came out tonight. I mean, this has been, like I said, hell of a game. That was awesome. Good game. What'd you say?
A raid? We had a raid?
I got a raid. Yeah, dude, that was sick. Shout out to fucking
Jaguar and all the buds.
What was his name? Yeah, let's go back up here.
Jaguar
Shout
Gator?
out to JC9, dude. Jaguar Gator 9, man. I really appreciate that. And Guttaman and Cujo and Jace, all the guys that came in through that. I don't know if anybody gave us a subscribe. If you guys did, that'd be awesome. If you guys haven't already, though, make sure you guys hit that subscribe button. Like the video, man. If you guys like the video, that really helps get put into the algorithm. So if you guys watch, make sure you guys just takes 2 seconds to give it a thumbs up. Give it a thumbs up. Hit that subscribe button. Share with a friend. If you guys are on X, make sure you guys give us a follow, give us a share. Whatever. Just hop in the comments. Sometimes we love to shoot the shit. So we really appreciate you guys. We'll see you guys back here on Wednesday at 7 p.m. Right here on X, right here on Kick. You guys have a good rest of your Monday. Thank you guys so much for hanging out with us for the last 2 hours. Congratulations to Florida. You guys have a good rest of your Tuesday, and we will be back here on Hump Day. All right, guys. Peace.
Summer red cover trucking intellect, got change in my pocket, $1.50 a half.